So we have a special request from Celeste. Who is the best? Celeste has given us a much videos to react and watch and talk along with from the One Direction world, and this one's no exception. And this is Harry Styles promoting and on the Howard Stern show at the time, of course, promoting his third album, Harry's House. So it's the most recent album that he dropped, of course. And so we're going to see a long form interview. And I suspect there'll be some performances in here that we may have already seen because I recognize the necklace he's wearing. So we may have already seen some of these, but that's fine. We'll watch them again. And so everyone thanks Celeste for this because it was her that paid for this big video. So this is going to be part 1 of 5, but I think on YouTube, it's going to be one long video. So pack up a snack, enjoy.
All right. Look at you. Yeah. How are you?
I'm very well.
First of all,
how are you?
You look good, man.
Thank you very much.
What is your workout? Because I got to get into shape. I got to get into like Harry Styles type shape. I mean, what are you doing? Are you running? Are you?
I run a little bit. I walk a lot. I changed. I'd say maybe about a year and a half ago. I used to kind of like, go in and do like, I don't know, like just random weights and stuff, and then I kind of stopped doing that. I do like a lot of like dance workout things, like less weight, like twisting, Pilates, stuff like that.
I
changed it.
Twisting.
Yeah. Low impact. I'm going low impact. Yeah.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you. Thanks.
It's working.
It's working, man. Whatever you do, it's working.
Thank you.
You know what I was thinking about you? I was reading about you last night, and you got this big tour coming up. And when I say a big tour, how many nights are you doing at Madison Square Garden in a row?
10 we have on.
10.
Wow. Yeah, 10.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, we knew that, but it's a good reminder of just how big of an artist he is, Nathan. I mean, 10 Madison Square Garden shows in a row. That is more than you and I. How many people do you think if we did a live show at Madison Square Garden, had the whole venue to ourselves? How many? And we tickets for $1. How many people? What do you think? What the number would be?
I think
20?
we would get 20.
20. I think 20 is a solid number. Yeah. And we should do but we could do it over 10 nights, two people per show. But we could do 10 nights too. All right.
He wound up doing 15. That's what Rhonda's saying.
Wow. All right.
Jinkies.
That's crazy. Yeah, he did more shows than people would show up at our one event.
Yeah.
And
I'm very excited.
So I read this little blurb that you make sure to get a minimum of 10 hours of sleep while touring.
Oh, jeez.
And I thought, you would have a perspective on this. When you read about rock stars and the excess of the past, like guys would go on tour, they're banging everything they meet, they're staying up all night. You read about the legendary parties like Led Zeppelin had and the Who. Can you imagine how a lead singer could get through a tour doing all of that crazy crap? It's not possible. You're a young guy and you need that 10 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I just can't do it. I think like drinking and stuff just dehydrates my voice so much that, it'd be really freeing if I could like have a night out and then do a show the next day, but I just can't. And I think knowing that I can't is just easy. I think I did it once and it was my least favorite show I've ever done because I think I just felt like it was so bad. And
that's interesting. Now, I mean, Howard's right. But I'll say this: they weren't the same type of shows. We like to think they were. One of my favorite bands of all time was Aerosmith, and there's a famous. You can watch this concert actually on YouTube. It's called Texas Jam '75 or '77, or '79, one of those. What it was, 70 something. And Steven Tyler was so wasted on drugs. He looked terrible. And he sounded okay, but he was just like, he's in his 20s, right? Late 20s. So he's probably Harry's age. And so there's a different energy level. So he might have sung the notes okay and stuff, but he's just like, his eyes are closed. So don't kid yourself. These rock stars, they weren't doing, we see, the Harry, bam, bam, does that stuff. And he's running around and doing like jumping around, smiling, singing great. Like that's the difference. And so, to his credit, he says, "Oh, I wouldn't sing that good." I think he's being, as always, media savvy Harry here. He's not trying to shite talk any of the old rock stars that he probably likes. The reality is, no, you cannot do drugs and alcohol and perform like Harry does on stage. You would collapse. Yes, from dehydration and other stuff, you would collapse because the level that he puts in. Yeah, he's fully fit, exercise, diet. Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate it because we've seen him live and not just concert footage, but can you imagine if he was wasted? It'd be boring.
I know. Speaking of that, this is a side tangent, but
Sure,
I'll just take it anyways.
That's why we're
Have
here.
you seen? It's kind of trending right now. Have you seen any of the David Lee Roth?
Okay, stop it. He's sober. He's sober, but he's old.
Doesn't matter.
Stop it. Be nice.
It's taking a toll on his body, man.
Be nice. He's like 78. Poor guy. I know. He's doing what he loves. He's doing, but at least he's sober and he's fit. I hope I'm in that kind of shape when I'm in my 70s. But yes, his voice is gone. Yes, I know. But he's sober. Mm-hmm. He's sober. He's just old. But yeah, you should hang it up. I agree. Yeah.
Yep.
I know. I feel like even on the run of shows that you do, I feel like you owe it to whoever's coming, even if it's, if it's our 40th show or 90th show or whatever. I think it's most people in the audience's first show. So it kind of feels like if that's like the sacrifice I have to make, I'm kind of okay with it.
Where do you think you get that? Because you're right now, you got the number.
Again, those rock stars of old, they weren't thinking in those terms. I want to put on the best show for that guy in the back row who got a babysitter, or it was a different mindset back then. Again, I'm not saying one's better. Where I'm just saying, Harry's got that. It's the utmost healthiest. He's a very responsible artist, and he is successful because of it.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
One single in the world, and you've got enough hit songs where you're on this incredible career roll. Where do you think you get the work ethic? Seriously, because so many bands blow up or they fuck up. Where does it come from where you say to yourself, I owe it to a fan. Some kids come into my show. I can't go out and drink. I can't go out and party. I got to get this 10 hours of sleep. It is unusual for a young guy to think like that. Where does that come from?
I mean, I think honestly, like, a lot of the kind of going out and like going to parties after shows and stuff like that, I did that in the first couple of One Direction tours, and I think the songs kind of got like higher and higher as the albums went along, so the singing kind of just got a little bit harder. So I kind of felt like I did a lot of that, the novelty of that thing early on, and then now it's just like there's just more shows, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I try and like think of it like almost like an athlete would like approach something like that. Like I kind of, if that's the amount of time that you go on, like it's a pretty incredible thing that I get to do, and I love it so much. So to treat it as such is it doesn't feel like a sacrifice, really. It kind of feels like...
In other words, it's like, Harry, it's like a military operation. You got this big organization behind. I mean, it all comes down to you and making sure you have your voice and you can really put on a performance. And so you've got to treat it like a job, almost like a 9-to-5 job. Like and if you...
But it's like a 9 to 11 job.
Right.
It's just the 2 hours a night. So,
well, humble Harry. That's what we got to call him. Humble Harry.
Humble Harry.
Sure, it might be the show itself might be 2 hours, but the prep work before, the vocal work before, the writing of the albums, the touring, the travel. It's a full-time job. It's a 24/7. Every day we're traveling here. We're doing this vocal prep work, working out calisthenics, all this stuff. But yes, the concerts might be 2 hours plus, but every day is prep work for the show.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, Harry would just, I only work 2 hours a day. Oh, yeah. He just shows up, sings, goes home. Okay. What do you think of, I just want to mention, what do you think of Howard's wig in this one? It's just not a bad one. It's a good
His wig?
Yeah.
Does he wear wigs? I didn't know he wore wigs.
Oh, yeah. Bless him.
You're just
bless him. No, there's nothing wrong with it. Bless
the whole
him.
world. I have no idea, and I was like, when I'm aware of it, I'm like, oh, like it's just like, oh.
I can. Oh, people are saying yes. A lot of people listen to podcasts or whatever interviews. I do the same when I listen to interviews on YouTube. I usually 1.25 or 1.5 speed, depending on the speaker. But I talk fast, so if you hear me at 1.25,
you're just
it's not too bad. I think like I try and think of it as like for those 2 hours or so a night, you know, want to be at 100% and be able to give it everything. And if that means that the rest of the time I'm like resting and trying to take care of my body and stuff like that, then that's kind of what it is. And I love doing it. So it doesn't feel like I'm kind of, you know, giving up on life. If anything, it feels like I kind of enjoy going into that kind of like meditative state during a tour. Like I get into a rhythm and stuff. And then when I'm not touring, I feel like really relaxed about, you know, if I get sick or that kind of thing. So it almost feels like off season, on season in a way.
How neurotic do you get about it? You see, I treated my radio career like this.
See, okay, I know a lot about Howard Stern, so I'll be sometimes speaking about him in the way he asks questions. He's a total projector of questions. Every question he asks, he's trying to figure out why people. Now, to his credit, like why do you do the things you do? Because he tries to imagine himself in everyone's position, and he can't get there. So he's neurotic. So right away, it's like. Now that's we can talk about his personal life and like, why are you not neurotic? And I wouldn't be surprised if he brings up, do you have parental issues? He's big on the parental issues. He's the guy's 70 something. Yeah. He's like 75 or 6, and he's still talking about daddy issues. Like you got at some point you got to let it go. You know what I mean? Like, anyways. So listen. So he's neurotic. So he's always talking about. He's interviewing himself through the celebrities. He interviews Howard Stern interviews Howard Stern via the celebrity that he's interviewing. Trust me, that's what he does.
When the day that I know I have a radio show to do early morning.
Mm-hmm.
There's no bullshitting around. I go to bed super early, and someone said to me, "It's amazing to me in your career that you still care." You know, they say that to me, and I said to them, "It's because I have this unbelievable desire to have an audience love me."
Mm-hmm.
And you've said the same thing about musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was very introspective. You said it's a tremendous drive to be loved. And
I think Harry's trying to remember, when did I say that? I think he was like, I think his mind's racking a little bit. Like, when did I say that exactly? Because it doesn't sound like you. Maybe he did. I don't.
Last one time I was here, or was that an interview I did?
Well. You know, that's how I feel. I know that's what drove me to be on the radio. You want to be loved, and by loved by the masses. But there's also something sad in it.
Yeah.
When you think about that, that like, what is it? What is the damage inside that we need that positive reinforcement from these strangers?
I mean, I think like obviously everybody has a desire to be loved. I think we all want that as humans, obviously. I think when you get into an industry like music, there's obviously a level of ego involved where everyone who is a musician feels like what they have to say is worth listening to. So like there's a level of ego that I think you obviously need to ever. If you had no ego, you'd never put out music because you wouldn't care.
Right.
You wouldn't think anyone should listen to it or anything like that. And I think there's something about like how dangerous and kind of fragile the industry is in a lot of ways. Like there's something so exciting about loving a thing and an industry so much that only loves you back if you're doing really well.
Right.
And it's kind of like, I mean, maybe that's like the sad part, but also I think if you can find a way to redefine how you kind of measure your own self-worth and, kind of have that not be dependent on how like commercially successful you are, then I think you're okay. I think the kind of damage happens when someone gets used to feeling like, oh, this is what it feels like to have people love me, and if these things aren't happening, it means people don't love me. And
yeah, I mean, that goes for any job to a certain degree, right? That you equate your own personal self-worth to a promotion at work, maybe. But yes, definitely within the music industry or the acting industry, like the box office, like, oh, I suck as an actor or I suck as a singer because I didn't sell out Madison Square Garden 15 nights in a row. And so he's saying that, yes, of course, it's who doesn't love to be cheered? Of course, it feels great. That's why everyone wants to be a rock star. Everyone wants to be an actor. But at the same time, he's just also saying, I don't measure my self-worth based on ticket sales.
Yeah, I feel like we've heard this so many different versions from other interviewers, from big pop stars down to small ones. That this that drive for fame and the need for it is such a tricky animal. That what do you do with this, and how do you navigate this? I think I was listening to Conan on his podcast, Conan O'Brien. It's just that it comes up so often as a problem. As what do you do with this, right?
Something we never have to worry about for our channel.
You never know. Hey, do you want me to translate the subtitles there, or I'll just say them in
do you want to read them while he's speaking? Do you want the audio? Like, you're gonna do the dub for the Russian listeners as well?
I'll just say the Russian. Ready? It's sorry. Dvorsky,
yeah, Dvorsky, Zagorsky, Gorbachevsky, Godorsky, Putinishky.
oh, you speak Russian too.
Yeah, Vlad, vodka, drunk drivers. Yeah, you see the Russian. Go Google Russian car crashes.
Oh, I've yeah. Yeah.
I think it's. Oh, you know what's funny? None of our videos they're always blocked. Russia blocks everything.
I know.
And they're like, no wonder it's so miserable there. Nope, no YouTube for you. All right.
That, I think, is a really dangerous thing. But it's also like, it's kind of just like, that just is how it works in a weird way.
Is that a ghost on his left shoulder? What is that? It's like a transparent being there.
I think it's just, like,
you see that person?
I know, but I think it's just on standby. I think it's.
But it looks like the face looks blue.
Right, though. Is he like in the Blue Man Group, or is he less?
I know. But it's weird. Don't you see what I'm saying? Like, it's. I think I've seen him move, but is he there?
Like
or is he somewhere
Howard
else?
Stern lighting has like.
But where is he in the studio? He's like floating. He's like the end of like Jedi. He's like a Jedi. He's like a Harry Styles band member ghost. He's no longer the band anymore, so now he's a ghost. He was on the second album, not the third one. So he's hanging out there like the end of Jedi. Like, yeah, I played bass on the first album. All right.
And I think I've just tried to feel like incredibly lucky for things that I've been able to do in my life, and then I feel like I'm at a point where I'm able to really kind of redefine what it means to me to be successful. And
sorry, Harry. Who is that? Is that a person? What is? Have they moved? I thought I saw them move.
Cardboard cutout, maybe.
But why is it transparent? Oh, man. Okay, we'll keep watching.
What it means to me to kind of, I know now that my friends around me and the people around me, their love and like care for me is not dependent on,
of course,
the music that I make or the work that I do. And that is like a really relaxing, freeing thing to feel. So, yeah, feel pretty good, but
sounds like somebody did some therapy. I interviewed you 2 years ago. You were my last guest before this.
That's when we did. We did the one that was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
that was 2020.
2 years before this. Yeah.
Yes, that's sorry. Yes. The 2 years of this timeline. This is 2 years later. We're doing that. Okay. Yeah.
Right, and this was like right before COVID. I think was the
last one we did.
The one we did. Yeah.
Yeah. And for the record, see, Howard brought up therapy. He's been in therapy for like 30 years, and it hasn't helped, but he needs it. So
what do you mean it hasn't helped?
30 years this guy's been doing therapy.
Yeah, but he used to be quite a bit off, like unhinged.
Oh, it was maybe
right. He had a lot of like, kind of like he didn't have limits, and I think he's got a really like his perspective, despite whatever fixations he might have, he still has like a pretty healthy approach to these interviews. He's one of the better interviewers out there.
Oh, he's fine. He's fine. I like taking the mick out of him. I punch up, Nathan. I punch up.
Yeah.
That's the rule around here. We don't punch down. Even though I want to know who this ghost is. It's driving me crazy.
Literally, you were the last guest, and then all hell broke loose.
This was the last thing we did, I think.
Yeah, it was weird. And then I remember I was talking to you about therapy, and you were like, I don't want to be that guy who goes into therapy. I don't think I need it. But it sounds to me like you have been in therapy, that maybe you changed your mind over the
I mean, I was doing therapy then. That was definitely my attitude towards it when kind of before I first started. And I did therapy then kind of sporadically, like I would do it if I was feeling bad, or my therapist is based in LA and I live in London, so I'd kind of do it if I was in LA and stuff like that. And then I'd say the last year is when I actually switched it to be kind of like regular. So now
because
I do it kind of.
Because Harry, wouldn't you lose your mind if you didn't have someone you could talk to about your inner field?
See, that's him. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. It's a perfect example. Like, wouldn't you lose your mind? I'd lose my mind. You lose your mind, right? I'm losing my mind. Yeah, it's just funny. That's all. Once you recognize his pattern of the way he interviews, it's him talking to him through celebrity. It's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on in your life, and I would imagine a lot of people pulling you in different directions when you have this kind of fame and success. I would think it's very hard to interpret all of that. Very few people get to that level.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I think therapy is. I mean, I think it changed my life in a big way, and I think it's obviously like a really subtle thing. I don't think it's this kind of like magic pill thing where you start going to therapy and then everything's fine. Like you have to kind of do some work with it, and
yeah, Howard.
I think I kind of just started thinking of like, I block off time to make sure I can exercise and stuff because I know
they give you tools and
do that to
homework,
make me feel good, and I kind of just started thinking like, why wouldn't I do that for my mind? Because I do it for my body. So I think just I wanted to like just invest a little bit more time in it and kind of take it more seriously. And I would say, therapies would strongly recommend. So
you said the greatest thing. I related to this. You were talking about your success in the music industry. And you said, having a number one song or number one album, it's great and all, but it never feels great. It just feels like a relief. Like, oh my God, thank God somebody bought this thing. Now the record company knows I can sell records and blah, 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 blah. And this is how I always felt about my radio career. People would say, well, you're number one in all these radio markets. Don't you feel great? And I'd say, no. How am I going to do this next rating period? How am I going to pull this off again? That's why I think a guy like you would need some sort of therapy or some way.
Howard, stop! You see, I told you, it's just projection. He's just like, help justify the fact that I've been doing therapy for almost 4 decades. Tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me I'm not crazy for doing therapy for so long, because I drive myself crazy. Anyways, this is funny. All right.
I do find what he's getting into here interesting though, because the performance paradox, the like you push yourself so hard to get this album out, then you push, you got all these, it comes up again. This is one of those things that just comes up on all these podcasts all the time, is like what do you do with that? And like, I'm curious to hear what Harry's response to that is, because I've heard so many different versions of this.
Right.
How do you sleep at night, basically?
Like
knowing
a baby.
being Harry Styles is, it's kind of like the thing. How do you make it through to the next thing, and what's your strategy? Obviously, Howard's trying to push therapy here, but like the basic or question he's getting at is, what gets you from A to B? Most people get stuck,
Right.
To make sense of this, because this magic trick you do, writing songs in a room, pouring out your emotions and hoping someone's on a mass level is going to respond to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an insane pressure. And if you're in a business where you want to be loved, of course you want to sell records and you want to sell, you want to sell tickets and all of that. It's a horror in a way, isn't it? It's beautiful, but it's also a horrible burden.
I mean, I think you can approach it one of two ways, and I think it's a real conscious effort to approach it in a positive way. But it's just something I'm trying to do all the time. But I think there's a thing where, like, I think anyone who's done any kind of like executive who's done really, really well in the music industry and made a bunch of amazing decisions, I think is just really lucky and has got it right a bunch of times. Because I don't think anyone knows how it works. I don't think you can say that about something that's so.
How could you? Then everyone would just do it. And that's what makes it so amazing. Is when you get the Harry Styles and the other artists that you enjoy, whoever they are, that's what kind of makes it exciting to some degree. Is you don't know who the next. It's luck and flavor, not flavor of the week, but you get what I'm saying. Whatever the public seems to grab, that's what makes it kind of crazy. Because if there was a winning quote unquote formula, like, hey, that's the person, and then we just spit them out like sausages, but we can't. There is a sort of a secret ingredient that makes things unique and different. And Harry's journey, we all know it, so I'm not going to repeat it, of course, but that's what makes it so unique and crazy. Is like how he got here is there's no way that there's no one that could have predicted this is the pathway. You can't make this.
Yeah. Right.
I think with music in particular, it's like, there's so many stories of people who, they never wanted to record that song and then it was their biggest song.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right. So many of that stuff, or people who thought this was the biggest hit in the world and it did nothing. And I think it just goes to show, like songs either connect with people or they don't, and you can't really control that. And I'd say the biggest thing that happened for me in terms of proof of that was, right after my last album came out, the pandemic happened, and my song Watermelon Sugar was kind of like hitting radio and stuff. And for me, it was like, I wasn't able to kind of go on radio shows and like the sofas and talk about like the song and get people to play the song and stuff like that. And it kind of just like did its own thing. Right. And I think in a lot of ways that can be really scary if you approach it like, I don't know how this works. But I found it to be incredibly freeing. Like, there's nothing I can do that can make sure that a song is big. There's nothing I can do that can guarantee that this will be a hit. And I think in the moment when the world had stopped and the music's kind of off doing its own thing, it was just a big reminder that it is about the music. And if people like a song, that isn't necessarily about me. So it doesn't matter if, it just takes the pressure off. I think it's not about me saying the right thing or the wrong thing in an interview, or me,
Okay, Nathan, who is that? What? Okay, no,
I'm like totally trying to focus on what he's saying here.
All joking aside, like, what am I looking at? What? Well, it has to exist. My eyes are seeing a person. I think it's a black individual but you can see the blue coming through. He's got sunglasses or shades on. He's got like maybe a peacock type of a brown jacket, a chain. It looks like he's sitting. But is he there? Is he not there? What? Like, is he behind? Is he? But he's not moving. So what is it? A mannequin?
That's got to be the thumbnail for this. It's like, who is that guy?
Has he moved yet? Have you seen the movement?
I haven't actually.
Okay. I'm listening to Harry. I'm audibly listening to Harry as I'm looking at this guy to make a movement. Sneeze, scratch his nose. But then why is his face kind of blue on top of everything else? It's weird.
Encouraging people to listen to it in the right way or the wrong way. I think it's like you send your kid off to school and then, people are like, oh, everyone really liked your kid. And that's not me. You're obviously like really proud and happy that people like the kid. But in other words, that's kind of what it feels like with music to me. I think it feels so like separate from you in a lot of ways. It kind of takes on a life of its own.
So what you learned in the pandemic really is all the hype, all the bullshit with the music industry where you go out and you...
Sorry, that was something I was trying to get to what the point he was trying to make there. Oh, crap. I had this thought and I can't remember what it was. It was reminding me of what it was, and then just keep going here.
All right.
You go to Endless Radio.
So people are saying it could be the key player. It's a guy named Paulie. He's behind the drum bleed glass, and there's also blue light over him from the Howard Stern logo. Okay. Dude is like zenned out. I'll give him full credit for not moving. You know me, Nathan. I couldn't like this. How does he do it? He ain't moving. He's got his heart rate down and like. So now it's gonna be spot the movement from Paulie.
Oh, I know what it was.
Oh, good.
So with Harry trying to predict success, not that he's trying to. I don't believe Harry is trying to predict what the success is. Harry already has the healthy following of a bunch of people, so that it doesn't. Well, it does matter what he makes, but it doesn't totally matter because there's so many. There's people that'll just listen to him do a concert of him talking and they would be fine with it. Sure. But my point though is like for Harry to continue to have success, Harry just has to be Harry, meaning he could make, if he stays true to his personality. Oh, I gotta sneeze.
Okay. Yep. Have blue.
Sorry. My point isn't that like Harry can make crap and be successful. Right. Harry has to continue to make Harry songs. They have to be, heartfelt and everything that he's been doing in the past. And, because he makes great music. He's a great musician. But there's some artists that, I wouldn't say that. All artists are kind of like that too. You think of, I'm not trying to, I won't bring up a specific.
No, don't say names. Don't say names. Yeah.
No, but like, some artists, their logo, so to speak, is to talk about relationships that they've had in the past. That's the thing that kind of drives their music. And that's what the fans expect to hear. And if they got something that was like as chill as Harry's music, so all of a sudden, because they're trying to be like Harry, that would throw them off. That would be wrong. That just wouldn't work. Right. So interesting for him to talk about, sometimes I think about what, not that he said this, but like, instead of chasing what's going to be popular, because he's saying, I can't predict that. All I can do is just make my music.
I like this.
Watermelon Sugar took off and you did none of that. It was totally out of your control.
Yeah.
And you should do those things and you want to get your music out there and you want people to hear it. But at the end of the day, a good song is either people are either going to respond to it or not.
Yeah. And I think it's a lot of things with that stuff. It's like, timing and I mean, a ton of, there's so many things
of course,
are out of my control. I don't think, I don't think I made that song big. I think we made that song and then people connected with it and it kind of just happened and like did its own thing. And that can be really like, you want to cling to the fact that it was me who did it, but it's really relaxing to go. It's not actually. It's just people liked it, I think. So it's quite
what a big song this thing turned out to be. And much to your point, you wrote this song in one day, and it took you over a year to finish the song. First of all, for someone who's not a musician, I don't understand that. If you wrote it in a day, which they always say is the best way to write a song, like those are sometimes the biggest hits where you don't sort of overthink it. But why does it take a year to finish this song? And that's the part I don't understand. You got it in your head.
Yeah, I think there was I'd played it to someone, and they had a note on it, and I trusted their opinion, and I kind of we kind of started going in to try and like dissect the song a bit too much. And I think what I love about it is it was written in a way like, oh, this just feels good. It doesn't necessarily, it's not like kind of scientifically made of trying to make a song. It just feels really nice. Right. And I think we tried to adjust a few times a section of the song, and then kind of just came back to what it was originally. And then it was more, in terms of finishing, it was more about production. But
yeah, I was going to say
the song was very much done.
Howard, you should know, like he wrote the song, but I'm sure the beat changed. There's tweaking. There's the music scored. But anyways, but sure, fair enough.
To me, that's fascinating that he's saying, we thought, okay, good song, sounds good. What if we make it better? Let's see if we can make it better, and then go like, oh, that's not working. The original whatever came out as the first version, that was the one that ended up being at its core what the song actually is. So yeah, that's very, very telling actually.
Agreed.
I mean, the original demo of it is basically the same to the song without like the horns and stuff, and that was written after, like right after the first album came out. Me and Mitch wrote it with my producers Tom and Tyler on a day off in Nashville on like our first tour. So it was kind
Isn't
of
that
like
crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that you wrote it like that and then you went? Can you fuck up a song really bad by overthinking it and then going into the studio and, like you say, tinkering with it? Because the demo at the end of the day ended up being the thing. The song was done.
Yeah, I think there's different levels to it. I think you can do it. I think sometimes, like, especially when you're trying to finish an album, you're working on a song in the context of just the song, and then you play it in the context of the entire album, and then there's like a bunch of other things that you want to change on it. But then you also have to kind of center back in the fact that you want to just focus on what it is as a song and what is right for the song. So it kind of takes on a whole new context when you're trying to, like put it in a sequence for an album and stuff. But I think with like, especially in like the mixing process and stuff, you can just tinker forever. Like you can move mixes up and down, and
you could literally spend forever just never being satisfied. And that's always the danger with music compared to a movie, editing a film to some degree, because you can with music you could just tinker, change the tone, change this, change that, pitch, tone, variables. With film, you film something with that production, so that visual, you can't tinker too much, or else you're going to be cutting, slicing, dicing. The story doesn't make any more sense. But music, you can get lost in the weeds, and sometimes it's best to go, okay, it's done. I gotta stop.
It just makes me think of this exact thing with I have a friend. I know I have another friend who
I wish I had more than
one. Whenever I show a video or something that's like that I worked on, he'll be like, oh yeah, and what did you do with the audio with that, and how did you process that? And he kind of like he obsesses over the audio, and I don't. Like I look at it and I listen to it and I'm like, sounds good, I'll balance the levels, I'll do this. But he's like, yeah, I bet you could have and I'm always just like what would that sound like? How would that sound that much different? Like I know there's people that obsess over getting this audio so perfect, and that's fine. Like that all power to them. But like, think about it. Like we're talking about songs that the Beatles did that were not mastered all that well, that to this day are the track that everyone has to listen to, and you can't listen to anything else because it's just not original. Like that's how,
right?
Like things have an emotional component too, and so if it has that unmastered feel, that's actually a feel that some people want.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
It's kind of trying to get like a bubble out of a waterbed. You can just kind of move it around. And then
How do you know when a song is finished? In other words, like with painting, some painters overwork a painting.
Mm-hmm.
They ruin it. They actually have it, and then they keep looking at it, and they ruin it. You could do that with songs. How do you know when a song is done and you just have to leave it alone and stop tinkering?
Good question.
I think especially when you get down to like the small details of stuff, if you're listening to a mix and you're listening like for a certain drum hit or a certain guitar line, and you think like, let me check the level on this, you just hear it louder than it is anyway because you're like listening to it. So I think once like tinkering around a bunch, I think it's always been important for us to like take big ear breaks and then come back to it. And I feel like when I can come back to it and listen to it and nothing kind of jumps out of me and there's nothing that makes me feel like I just want to change that, and I can listen to it and just enjoy it, then it feels like it's finished.
I always had a question about this song, Medicine, that you do in concert.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. It's a real crowd pleaser. Your audience loves it, and you never put it out on an album. How does that happen? When you got a song like
that's what he says of this question.
A good song.
Yeah.
You know it's a good song.
Thank you.
You are proud of the song. You do it in concert. Why did you never put that on an album? That I don't know.
Well, just a fun fact. We actually reacted to the unreleased version of this song and gave our channel a strike.
Yeah.
Just because it wasn't actually something we were allowed to put out there. So I'm very curious to hear what he says and why it's so closely guarded.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was one of the first songs that I wrote for my first album. We did it. That was me and Mitch as well. And I think when it came to putting the album together, I don't really know why. I think it was in the first like batch of stuff. And I think when we first started writing the album, it felt like I had a bunch of songs that sounded like Medicine and then a bunch of songs that were kind of like an acoustic thing.
I think we talked about
I think through the process of the album, they kind of, I think like writing my first single, Sign of the Times, was kind of became like the bridge because it didn't sound like either of those two things.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that gap, it felt like we found sonically what we wanted to do, it kind of in the gaps between those things. And I think Medicine just kind of, I don't really know why. I guess it just didn't quite make it to the finish line. And then, I mean, it's really fun to play live. We really like playing it.
So why not take Medicine and put it on the new album? That would have been an easy way to start, right? You know, the fans love it, and you put it on there, and it would be, a monster hit. But I think
sonically, it's just not really where I'm at anymore.
Right.
I think I really love the song.
So sonically, it's not where I'm at anymore. Now, this was 2022. It's a few years later, almost 4 years later, 2026 around the corner. We talked about this. So Medicine has that kind of rock and roll type sound to it, and we kind of hope that the fourth album, we selfishly hope it has that sound. I wonder if he's going to go back to that sonically. He's going to go back to that sound.
I couldn't remember what I said to save my life, so But I wondered, I mean, I'd have to go back and rewatch, but I wonder if I said anything about that's even close to what he's saying, right? Because I had a sense that might be the last time for him, just because of the direction that his music's taken. Yeah, but I have no idea.
I mean, I'm sure what he does will be great and we'll enjoy it, but I'm a sucker for good old fashioned Medicine, Kiwi, those type of songs that he does. He does them great. I kind of selfishly hope for a whole album of those type of songs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think I get kind of in my head about like if there's a song that didn't make an album before, I'm kind of like, well, if it didn't make that one, why would it make this one? Like,
yeah, it doesn't want to do leftover type stuff.
I think sometimes it can happen just because it kind of fits more on an album, and that happened with 2 songs on this album that were written around the same time as the last album. But I think in general, like, it just, by the time we came to write this stuff, I think it feels older to me, and I just feel better about the stuff that we're making, I guess, in terms of what we're going to put out now. Like, I don't know that I'd go backwards in that way by kind of including like a much older song. Maybe it'll make it on an album someday.
Song like Medicine seems to be really important to people who either want to come out of the closet I'm talking about, or are having trouble with, being accepted for their sexuality. Mm-hmm. Is that a fair statement, you think?
I'd say, yeah, there's definitely a part of it in there, yeah.
And isn't there something sort of fabulous about your live shows where these kids come and they feel like they want to come out of the closet? They say that a lot of kids who come to your shows, suddenly, I don't know what it is, they get the...
they become gay.
It's just like, what is he about to say here? Yeah. A lot of kids that come to the show, they just decide that they've got to be gay now because they've watched...
I don't want to go to a Harry Styles concert anymore.
They just see those green pants and they can't help themselves.
I think it's Howard's way of saying it's a safe space, but it's just funny. It's just no, but I mean, it's like he's just
he's on the edge of like.
Well, that's the other thing. Howard is always I think, which is fine. I think he's bi-curious.
Provocateur.
No, I think personally he might be bi-curious.
Oh, okay.
I just think that I've just heard enough of his interviews and stuff, and he'll make jokes and stuff about it, but sometimes it's like, okay, sometimes somebody doth protest too much. Maybe somebody themselves might be in the closet. Okay. See, remember, I told you he interviews himself through the celebrities. I'm not joking. He uses the celebrities as a therapy session. I'm not even joking. This is therapy. You're seeing Howard's therapy session right now.
Confidence or the wherewithal to say, "Fuck it, I'm going to live my life authentically." That's sort of a beautiful aspect to your career, that you can make people feel comfortable enough to come out of the closet, because I don't think there's anything sadder in this life than someone who can't live their life authentically.
Mm-hmm.
Like wearing wigs. So, Nate, listen, you have to be authentic. Now, all right.
You have a strange obsession with bald people.
Not bald people. Wig wearers. Not bald people. Wig wearers. There's a difference. He's got hair. He's not completely, but he has hair. He just chooses to wear a wig over top of there. It's just fun. It's just silly
I know.
fun.
I always think it's funny though when like we're talking about like
I spotted toupee.
That guy's got a comb over. I
spot the toupees. I spot the comb over. I can't help it. My eye catches what my eye catches, and I verbalize it. Even if I didn't verbalize it, it's in my head, so it's going to be there. Even if I don't, so I figure, I might as well talk about it. Yeah. So what I think is funny here is just that was this Ryan needs to see the Lord of the Ring wig interview. Is there a Lord of the Rings wig interview?
Oh, it's got my attention. Oh. What is that? The Lord of the Rings.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think like it's definitely, I'd say, feeling like there's a space where people feel safe enough to kind of share, to, I guess, have those big moments, and obviously share them with a room full of people, and share them with us in a way is, probably one of the things I'm most proud of. I think again, in a lot of ways, like I actually don't think that is as much about me as it maybe seems. I think the room, the atmosphere that I feel is created in the room of the shows that we do is this kind of like free, incredibly like emotionally generous atmosphere. And it's kind of one of the things that I feel like when people come and see a show, it's one of the first, 2 things that people comment on is, I've just never been in an atmosphere like that. It just feels so like safe. It's like a room. It's like a family full of strangers who are all kind of feeling this like free evening, and it's kind of an escape. And I think like the fans create that atmosphere more so than me. I think they have obviously created that for me to feel.
Yeah,
like
but you're the
I
lightning rod, Harry. I mean, because you're willing to go up on stage and dress the way you want to.
No. I think he's right. I totally agree.
Of course. What you're saying. Of course he is. Yes, it's the fans that. But you're right, and Howard's right. Of course that the. I just love how he said like the way you're dressing. It's just funny. But he's right in that. Of course, Harry. That's his message. But that's not a surprise to anyone. And Howard is of an older generation. So, but the idea that that Harry is very, of course, very safe space. At the end of the day, there's music, his messaging. And he breaks his own boundaries with his outfits. We've seen him wear dresses on the red carpet, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's fun. So I'm not sure now. If we go to Harry concert, Nathan, are we going to stay straight when we come out? That's what I'm wondering. What will happen? Stay tuned.
Oh, I will definitely stay straight. There'll be so many girls around. It would be that would be. It's almost like a.
We'll see what happens.
As long as they're of age, and
Oh, I think you don't have to say that. That's assumed. Why would you? Yeah,
I'm just saying, like beautiful girls all around. Who wouldn't want to be there?
Yeah. Well, anyways, there's beautiful boys too. I mean, this is so stupid.
Maybe you need some therapy.
I don't need therapy. I'm proud of who I am. It's very tight in this closet.
You're not dressing in a traditional male way. You sort of gender bending the look and singing about things that perhaps encourage that freedom. I mean, you're the catalyst for that.
I mean, I'd say like, I wouldn't say I was a catalyst. I'd say I was more of a mirror, because I think I only have that space on stage to feel kind of free enough to be whoever I am, because I think it's an environment that both the fans and the people in my life, my friends, have created for me to feel like I can be whoever I want. And
do you get shit still for that? Yep. The way you dress? Do people attack you for that? And do if you're dressing in a more feminine way, or do people give you crap, or has it become accepted? Because,
I mean, not anywhere that I would see it. I don't think. I'm not like on some deep weird forums or anything. So.
Forums.
Don't you think there's some weird shit going down in this country right now, where a lot of rights, not just a woman's right to choose, but there's some weird vibe going on where there's a backlash.
Yeah,
I could see gay marriage going out the window. I could see a lot of this shit disappearing. Some of the freedoms that people have been enjoying.
Yeah, I think there is, for a while, and in some places in our culture, like we've been going in, there's a lot of people who are taking, I think, the right steps to try and make positive things happening. And I think obviously people who don't like that are kind of clawing to grapple back any ground that they feel like they've lost, which never belonged to them in the first place. And I think I think the thing really is like, I think any time that I just don't think anyone should be able to make decisions about anyone else's body. It doesn't really make any sense to me. I think there's a level of obviously what's happening here in the country at the moment is I don't really know where that ends. Like at that point, is it someone needs an operation and someone can decide that they can't have it, and it makes no sense to me. And I think it's just so backwards. I think it's kind of, I think we live in a world where we feel like we're always making the right steps, and there's a lot of people who are taking positive steps. And I think it's quite scary to see kind of like just how far backwards we're going in a lot of ways. Yeah. So I mean,
he's being,
there should be.
Well, you gotta tread lightly.
So diplomatic in how he responded. Like the way that he said that you could be extreme in either direction politically and go, he says it like it is. Like, it's right. You could actually be, you know, yeah, the society is going backwards. Harry really knows what it's like. And you could be like an extreme right wing. You could be an extreme left wing and be like, yeah, society just keeps on like going deeper.
There's a lot of opposing voices out there. One saying one thing, one saying the other. I think both are trying to figure it out in their own way, and it's pretty noisy out there, Howard. Right. All right. Yeah.
Backlash and uproar for these things.
One of the things about your live show, which is so great, you really interact with fans. They love you. You clearly are having a good time up there. At least if it's an illusion, then I'm buying into it. It just seems like you're really celebrating with your fans. That you know that you have a genuine love for live performing. And I was thinking about guys like you. I don't know if you saw the. I'm sure you did when Will Smith got up at the Academy Awards and smacked
this
Chris
is after
Rock.
that.
You have fans, they throw everything up on the stage, and not in a bad way.
Are you going to slap them when they come on the stage? Is that?
It's kind of like fun. They'll throw their cell phone to you, and they'll throw a flag up, or they'll do whatever it is. Did that send a chill through your spine when you saw that as a person who performs live? It freaked me the fuck out.
Because I got chills.
Every performer's attitude. Security's got to be looked at differently. The amount of freedom that you enjoy on stage even can be affected by that. Where you live in your head. Did it freak you out?
I love how he's like, I saw Will Smith get slapped. That means anytime I could get slapped. Did that scare you too, Harry? Were you scared too? I love it. I was scared, Harry. Were you scared? Oh, Howard.
I mean, I think it was like, it's incredibly shocking. I think
again, like Harry is so savvy and so kind. He's a nice guy. He hears Howard's panic, right? And he could just say, "Dude, relax."
Yeah,
it's fine. This stuff can happen, but he validates Howard's feelings, but Harry doesn't feel scared.
Yeah,
this is my guess. Here we go.
I think like. It's a hard one because I feel like so many. I don't want to kind of add another voice into a thing that I don't know. I mean, it was weird. It was I think like as a
that is such a like. I want to tell you how like old and cranky you're getting. And I'm not gonna say it out loud. I'm just gonna like. Yeah, that's a thing.
Howard's paranoid. He was paranoid by COVID. He hid in his house for years. I think he still records out of his home. He's paranoid. He's the old paranoid old man. It's funny. Like I have no bone to pick with him. It's funny. Like I want to be clear. I don't think there's a lot of Howard fans out there, but I want to be clear that it's just he's eccentric. That's the word. He's just an eccentric multimillionaire. But I love how Harry's kind of like he's not saying, "Yeah, man, I'm scared to go on that stage and I got to beef up my security. I've got to, he doesn't care.
Well, and he's also being very careful here because I think, like, to Howard's credit, he's right about Harry, but he doesn't get it. That Harry has this stuff come up on stage all the time,
sure. And he
almost encourages it, right? It's part of the the fun of being at a Harry concert is there's this interaction that he does with the fans that not a lot of other performers do.
The sign reading and he's had everything thrown at them. He's literally talked on the cell phones, right?
Yeah.
To watch it was obviously like very uncomfortable, and I don't think it was very cool. I think like I think there's a level of you do something like publicly as a performer where I think people feel like sometimes it's almost like they can't. I don't know. It's like I think there's a boundary that sometimes people cross because it's just a blurry line with what part of you is available to people and what part isn't available to you. And sometimes people feel like they can take parts of you that don't belong to them. And I think, that's just it's kind of a part of it sometimes, but I think it doesn't mean it's a good part or a correct part,
Right. I thought it was interesting. I read you said somewhere that when you're on stage live, you channel comedians, that you think about these guys like Jim Carrey, you used as an example, who go up on stage and they're so free and they're having the best time ever. And as a singer, you kind of think about those guys and their attitude to performing. And so that's why I thought of you when I saw this with, a stand-up comedian going up there making a joke. And
that's his connection? Oh, you channel comedians when you're on stage and a comedian got slapped. That's the connection. That's how he connected. That's hilarious. That's mental gymnastics, folks. That's good.
Yeah.
I like it. You laugh at comedian jokes. You might be a target, Harry.
Getting attacked. I just think it just fucks everybody's head up just a little bit. Anybody who has to go out there and do something live. It's
I think
weird.
the Jim Carrey thing I heard kind of reference was, I think what he was always so great at, and I think there's a lot of musicians who've done it as well.
This now. What it means
is, the kind of second he comes out, it's like you put the audience at ease in a way of kind of saying, like, you don't have to worry about me. Like, this show is happening. It's a show that is for me because I enjoy doing it in a way. And if there's a moment that you're not enjoying it or something, I'm not going to get worried and start panicking and kind of begging you to enjoy it. It's kind of...
Well, that's really interesting. In other words, you kind of put an audience at ease and say, listen, I'm in control. I'm okay. You don't have to be nervous for me. I want you to be calm and just know that I know what I'm doing up here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think so. I think it's definitely kind of the goal for me. I mean, performing's my favorite thing to do. So it's kind of like I have so much fun doing it. And I feel like in those moments when it feels really good, I know it's because I'm just having so much fun. And I feel like that energy just kind of continues throughout the room and affects the audience in that way. So I think for me, it's like, I guess trying to apply that a little bit to making music as well, of just not kind of presenting a show to people or an album to people and being like, is this okay? Do you like it? Please say you like it. If not, I can go back and change it. I think there's just, you look at people that I kind of grew up loving and stuff, and you look at people like David Bowie and Freddie Mercury and Prince and stuff like that, and it's like,
who are those guys? Are you familiar with it?
Well, these are all obvious connections for Harry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You got the outfit stuff with David Bowie, the stage confidence and performance of Freddie, and then
cool factor Prince.
Cool. Yeah, the woman factor. Prince he's hilarious. He was awesome. Yeah. I mean these are. I mean Harry is too, but these are the some Mount Rushmore personalities here of stage performers and legends. Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Oh, rest in peace, eh? Oh, weird.
It is. Yeah. It's
you and I were alive and well during all their heyday. That's, which ages us a little bit, but these were icons that we grew up with that you just think they're going to be around forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bang. That's what it is. That is the show. You can come and see the show. I'm going to be having the best time, whether you like it or not. And I think there is, obviously you want people to like the music that you make, but I do think there's a large percentage of people who make something as an artist, whether you're a musician or a painter or you make movies or whatever it is, that has to not care about what people think about it. Otherwise you're just going to be, you're like jumping through too many hoops trying to make everyone like something, and it's just not possible.
Good point, of course. I mean, that's been said. I mean, no offense to Harry, of course, it's been said by a lot of people who are creators or actors, artists, musicians. What's the old saying? You can't please everyone all the time. What's that saying again? You can't please some people. Have to.
Oh yeah, I know. You can only please. Oh, I don't know. I always get confused whenever I hear that saying, and I just think of the one from.
I knew you were going to say it. Yeah. I like happy views twice as much as you deserve. Oh, what's it again?
Yeah. Oh, I like less than half of you twice as much as you deserve, or whatever. Yeah.
Anyways, the point being, even with our small little channel, when we first started, of course, we kind of tried to ingratiate ourselves to a wider, like, oh, they're saying this or saying that. It's good to listen to, some things, of course. Like you don't have to be a jerk about every criticism, but at the same time, you have to be true to yourself. And that's what Harry's saying. Be true to who you are, and it's just people will like it or they won't, and then you don't have to worry about navigating all the time, or overthinking your product. Like Harry can't go around making his fourth album like, oh boy. Oh, the people that like Kiwi, I hope they like this song, or the people that like, As It Was, I hope they like this song. Like he can't. He just has to make his music. And if you're there for it, cool. If you're not, you're not. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Right, and then it destroys the art. If you read everything on Instagram about anything about you, you would be completely paralyzed.
Right.
By trying to please those few people who sit there and criticize you. There's a bunch of questions I need to ask you. First of all, this song, Sign of the Times, which is one of your biggest hits. But it's fantastic, right? It's just a great song.
Thank you.
Everybody tries to sing it. It's one of those anthems, really. But you said you got the idea for this song, and then you... Just explain the process to me, if you don't mind. Mm-hmm. You started singing into your phone, but you sang for 7 minutes. In other words, what were you singing into that phone?
I think into the phone was just a lot of kind of mumbling. I think I have like the note of me working it out, and it's a lot of like, I started playing a couple of chords, and then I was playing different chords, and then
he's. His mom's like, who is this? Hello? Harry, is that you? Oh, he didn't call anyone. He used the voice memo. Never mind. That's a stupid joke.
And I found
how did that come to you?
And started playing those, and then just kind of singing like mumbles over them, and then I just kind of started singing "Stop You Crying" Sign of the Times, and then everything kind of went from there, really.
So you kind of figured out the melody with the words and with the melody.
Yeah, it was
from mumbles.
It was interesting.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it's crazy.
He never gives the full. He never gives. Yeah, that's it. That's how I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's more. There's definitely more. But I was. Who was I? I watched something this morning. I was just sitting waiting. It was a little snippet from John Cleese, one of my favorites. I think I'm going to use it in the future, something for sure. Okay. Where he just talks about the difference between creative people and non-creative people it just comes down to fear of making mistakes. That if you're afraid of making mistakes, if you like constantly are like, no one's going to like this. That your creativity is completely stifled. And he was making the point that like, if you can let go of the fear of making mistakes, that's the essence of play, of what play was making even like garbage things. Like as a kid, when you made some dumb toy out of Lego and you're like, look at this. And like, as soon as you started to go, oh yeah, this is crap, or I'm crap, or any of those things, you instantly stifle any potential for creativity in the future, right? So yeah, it reminded me of that.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
You know where it came from, right? You weren't doing anything in particular at that moment.
No, I think we were all having lunch. We made the first album in Jamaica, and we would just kind of eat lunch on the roof
Bermuda
of the studio. And I just finished earlier, so I kind of went down and started like tinkering around and stuff. And I'd started playing a lot more. I think was finally in the studio in a different way than I'd been in the past. And I think I was working with, you know, a bunch of very talented musicians, and I started noticing like, oh, they're so good because they can't like pass an instrument without sitting down and playing it and like practicing, even if it's 2 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. So I think at that time I was just trying to play more and kind of learn more. I feel like I've learned the most about music just through doing it in the studio. So yeah, I was just kind of trying to play as much as I could, really. And
so you don't go into the studio with everything fully formed. Some bands do that. Some performers do that. In other words, they work out every detail. They go in the studio, and the recording process is pretty quick. You like living in that studio. You like going down and tinkering.
Yeah, I like going in with ideas. I mean, there's a lot of different versions of stuff. I think that's what's so exciting for me, is that I don't necessarily have like one way of writing a song. So it's kind of, I guess the excitement comes from, it could kind of come from wherever. And I don't know that, like, okay, if I'm going to sit down, I know that I'm going to write a song. And I kind of, I guess the best way I know to describe it, I've always found, is like, you can practice surfing, and sometimes like the right wave doesn't come, and sometimes the right wave comes and you haven't practiced writing enough. And then if you've practiced enough and the right wave comes, it kind of times up, and that's kind of the moment of magic where you feel like you can just write something.
Interesting.
Yep, so I totally get that.
What do you mean? Explain what you mean.
Well, that lines up exactly with when I'm shooting weddings. So like, I can like, there's a part of me that wants to always believe that, no, I just like wing it all the time and like make things up on the fly. And that's just the beauty of, but like, I've been burned by that enough times to know that you can't do that. You have to actually, you have to know your camera settings, and you have to like have that ready and know, oh, this moment's coming up when, you know, the groom is going to look down the aisle, and you want to catch that moment because that's key for telling the story, blah, blah, blah. So I've learned that like, you have to kind of get and then that, like he's saying, the wave, like the surf wave, when stuff comes up and you're ready for it, then there's this like moment where you can like capture it, but you can do it in a very creative way. It totally makes sense. Yeah.
You write every day?
No, I don't write every day, actually. I know a lot of people who like religiously write every day to like make sure they're doing it. I don't see a benefit in kind of like forcing myself to pretend that I'm being creative. I think if I don't want to be making something, or I don't feel good about what I'm making, there's no point like torturing myself over it. You know, so I don't kind of force myself to do it. I you know, sometimes I think I won't do it for a while, and then I just start doing it a lot. And so kind of like I'm a bit all over the place with it, really.
That the surfing analogy is probably the best explanation I've heard about how to write music or do anything well. You got to practice so that when the big wave comes, you recognize it and you know what to do with it. Yeah. And I guess all those years with your band, you know, One Direction, all that, I mean, that kind of prepared you for the solo career. You know what I wanted to ask you? I was watching American Idol. I still watch American Idol. I'm maybe the only guy left who does. But I was thinking about that whole thing, and I'm hung up on it because there was a girl on there this year who was really good. Young kid, maybe 16, 17. She had a great look, and she could sing. She dropped out of the whole competition halfway through. And I know what happened. Record company looked at her and said, don't sign that shitty contract with American Idol. Come with us. You're really that good. Is the contract that you signed, you know, when you did
look at his face.
Yeah.
Was it it was horrible, right? It was a horrible contract.
I mean, in the context of relative to what I think I was 16 and in school, so I was getting a record contract. So I had no experience of the industry of being a musician. So I think like there was no way I was ever going to stand there and be like, I'm not sure about this contract. I'm going to just have someone look over it. I'm like, yeah, sign me up, 100%.
Yeah. Did you ever say, like when your band took off and it was huge, did you ever say to these guys, guys, I know I signed this contract and I had a lawyer and I made my deal. But for God's sakes, we're bringing in so much money. The band is working. Do you think you could find your way to signing a fair contract now? Because I imagine you left a lot of money on the table with One Direction. True?
I had a great time. So there's
Understood.
I think like a world where I look back and think about all the ways that contracts could have been different and worked more in my favor and stuff is just not how I choose to live. I think it's
amazing.
It was an experience that
it's okay. The reason why Howard is doing this again, remember he's interviewing himself through.
Yes.
No, it's a fair question. He's basically just saying, yes, you could have made more money. Harry's like, of course. If I was savvy about the business, blah, 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 I could have twisted the record company with, hey, I'm going to make you tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. You're going to give me more cut of the pie. That's what Howard's saying. Mm-hmm. Like, you got a small slice compared to what the company made. You went solo, and now you're seeing how much money you could have made earlier. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But so Harry's just saying, of course, diplomatically, look, I lived my life, made the choice I made. I'm doing okay now. It's fine. I don't look back at the past. But Howard, he's doing this because he's always in contract negotiations with SiriusXM. He just went through a big one recently. He's always looking, how much money can I make and not work as much for it? He does like 3 days a week now, 2-hour shows. So anyways, he's always negotiating. So he's again living through Harry, like, hey, you could have negotiated your contract better for less or more, or whatever it is. Anyway, so the point is,
yeah. This is really it right here, and do this thought experiment because this actually will answer the question perfectly well. Harry's explaining himself here, and he's basically saying, I went with my gut at the time, and Harry tries really hard actually to live with no regrets. Meaning, if he made choices, those were the choices he made at the time, and that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. Do this thought experiment. Would Harry be Harry today had he not been that way back then? What if he was a lot more money hungry and I need to make sure I maximize my profits, and he wouldn't be Harry. He just wouldn't be the person that everyone loves today. He'd be a different version, and nobody wants that version, right? People love the Harry that he is because he's just so easygoing and doesn't really, he enjoys.
You're absolutely right. You can't live your life in regrets. If you keep, it's normal to go what ifs. The what ifs is a normal human. I'm sure Harry's done the what ifs, and it's a normal human condition. But to dwell, to not be happy in the present because you thought maybe I should have made a different choice in the past. You are who you are because of what you went through, and that's okay. Sometimes, So he's Harry Styles now because, in a way, you could argue, yes, he's like, I can really do something outside this band. Like that drive, that hunger became very real for him, and now he exploded. If he was very comfortable making lots of money, but let's just say, who knows what creative force would have happened? This creative force came out of, I wouldn't say desperation, but to break free. I got to be myself now. Yeah.
Was, the kind of most pivotal thing that happened in my life, obviously, and I'm incredibly grateful for the time, and I feel like for everything that you could maybe look back at and think of where a contract was unfair or this thing or that thing, I was made up for in just experience. I just learned so much, and I'm kind of, it's not like I can complain. I'm very lucky, and I had a great time, and there's no way, it would be hard for me to look back and be like, I was wronged during that time. I don't
but I'll
feel
tell
like
you why they were stupid. It's short-sighted on their part, because I think if you had been treated right when you went out on your solo career, you might have said, you know what, I'm going to stay with this record company.
Well, I am with the same record company. I'm still.
Did you? Oh,
yeah. We were with Columbia in America, and I'm still with Columbia now. So
yeah, but it's a whole different setup, right? I mean, in other words, Simon Cowell's not involved anymore.
He's not. No.
Right. Exactly. That's my point, I guess,
Right.
because if he had been smart about it, that's the other thing. This idea, when you were on a TV show and he looked at you and said, you should be part of a boy band,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have the goods to be a solo artist. I don't believe that was true. I think it fit his need. He saw you, good-looking guy, and I'll put them together and it will make a big band out of them.
Mm.
And that could have been crushing to you. Thank God it wasn't, but it could have been crushing to you. I'm not good enough. You could have looked at it that way. I don't know.
I could have. I think I definitely didn't think of myself highly enough at that time to
Right.
think kind of as a musician, this is who I
Okay, this is interesting. He was so young, and all the boys were so young back then. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if 17-year-old Harry could have done Sign of the Times. This.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point.
Yeah, like, let's be honest here. I don't know what he would have been as a solo singer at that age and stage. I would say One Direction was a great learning school for all the boys to see how the industry is run, to see how the studios are done, see the writing process, to see what it's like to be on tour, all the kind of the schematics of being an artist. And I think they're better solo artists because of their One Direction days.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of a safety zone where even if they had a song that didn't work or didn't quite work, it's not on any one boy.
Mm-hmm.
As solo artists now, I don't think we'd have the. Yeah, I think all of them. And I agree. Yeah, Nina, thank goodness One Direction happened, because if they said, "Hey Harry, you won the X Factor season, whatever, yay!" We would not be watching Harry Styles and Howard Stern right now. I don't know what that universe would look like, but it just it just wouldn't be. Maybe like, no offense to the winner, it might be like a Matt Cardle experience. Like, he's decent, he's got a career, he's good looking guy, can sing well, writes pretty good songs. No offense to him, but would Harry be any bigger?
No.
Yeah, it's an
no, not even close. Like the amount of like adoration they garnered for each of them individually through One Direction, that momentum. And then Harry, like, then you have to separate them afterwards, because Harry said, instead of going like, I'm going to try to make hit songs, and I'm not going to put any names on the table here, but there are some that tried that, and I don't think they did so well.
Yeah.
Harry went, I'm just going to make music that's really good that I like.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Like, instead of money focused, or like, I need to keep this train rolling, this money train, it's more like, I just need to make really good stuff. And that's what would endeared people more to Harry, I think, than the others. And I'm not trying to say, you can be your fan of your person here, that's okay. But just statistically, Harry's the one that came out of that, smelling like roses the most. He's got most of the momentum, and ironically didn't go, but I need to make great, like, I got to make like the money music. He didn't take that approach. And so, in the end, it benefited him.
Yeah.
I wasn't a musician really at the time.
See,
and
there you go.
I think, in terms of me not being kind of good enough as a solo artist at the time, maybe I wasn't. I think I didn't have any experience in the industry.
There you go.
I learned about writing songs and what I wanted to do, what I didn't want to do, and I learned so much. And I think
me and Harry, same page.
I also got to learn that
school
with
of One
a
Direction.
group of people.
Yeah, the school of One Direction.
That meant I didn't have to go through that whole thing by myself. And
right.
And that is kind of something that I look back on so fondly, and I had the best time. And it's hard really for me to feel like I was wronged kind of in any way, because one week I was at school and sitting in exams and stuff, the next I was like doing that stuff. So it was kind of like, being put in the band and stuff, it wasn't like I had an image of myself as a solo artist. I kind of entered a singing show because my mum put me up for it.
Is that how it happened? Your mom put you into?
Yeah.
Did you ever have nightmares and say, "Oh, what if my mother hadn't put me up?" Because you wouldn't have done that yourself, right?
No, I don't think I would have, because I didn't really think of myself as a singer. I sang in a band with some school friends, but I didn't think of, your mum tells you you're good at singing. You don't know if you're actually good at singing.
Are you talking about your band White Eskimo?
White Eskimo.
Yeah, Gone in a Week. Here's one of your early performances.
I'll be gone in a week or two. I'm going away someplace new.
You got to start somewhere, right? I mean, you got to.
This was at the local festival. That I think there was maybe 30 people there.
Yeah.
The lyric on that, that was our first original song. It was, "I'll be gone in a week or two, going away to someplace new. I don't need no jackets or shoes. All I need is you. The only luggage I need is you." That was it.
Not a bad lyric.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Do you think that's a bad lyric? I mean, I wish I could write that. I'll tell you that.
White Eskimo was gone in a week.
Harry, what is the point in your life where you're in one direction, things are going great?
Mm-hmm.
When do you realize, oh, fuck, I don't need these guys anymore. I want to go out on my own. How long do you have those feelings before you
just gotten right to it?
Second album. Album 3 for sure. He's got his ex's plan going by album 3 for sure.
Act on him.
I mean, I definitely don't think it was that. I think, like, for me, it was much more about, I was starting to kind of, when we started, as the albums went on, we started writing more and more of the music. And I think I kind of just decided to go out and meet and try and write with as many different people as I could, and I just wanted to learn. I just wanted to kind of sponge it all up and learn and be with different people and learn how different people did stuff. And so I would kind of go and write with just loads of, as many different kinds of people from different bands and stuff like that I could, and just see how they kind of worked. And
who'd you go to?
Okay, before he answers that, that's his exit strategy. I know he's not saying it, but outside of the band, he's doing his own, which is fine. He's doing his own homework. He's on his own.
Mm-hmm.
That shows you his drive, and that kind of shows you. If you think about it, it's like a hockey. I'm a hockey fan, so it's like an ice skater or a hockey player, right? Who, outside of the team practice, he's staying behind, talking to the different equipment coaches, the defense coach. He's learning from all these different, like he's learning about how the rink is made. That's what I mean. Like he's learning on his own beyond what the company's asking him to do. And I don't know if all the other boys are doing that. You could,
no, I don't.
You could see that he was in broadening and learning and seeking information and knowledge. How did you write that? How did you get to that course? How did you write that bridge? How do you process? And he's writing with these people. As was Howard asking, who'd you go to? But that's what he did. It was like, and it wasn't like subterfuge. It was just, that's what he needed. That's what he needs as an artist.
So that's the key there. So I think that Harry coming in probably, I would hate to say that he's the least experienced in music, but I think of the 5, he probably was. But then his superpower, I think, that goes beyond what I would say all the other ones have, is really his aptitude for learning, and his ability to learn and absorb. Because I think you're exactly right. As he was in one direction and as he was experiencing all this, he was learning, like, oh, this joke doesn't land, or this approach on stage doesn't work, but this does. Oh, and like you say, talking to the people that he needs to talk to, that's what got him in a place by the end. By the time One Direction had split, it was, he was ready to like keep going, but still with that same attitude. Not like, I learned everything I needed to know in One Direction, because he's still doing it. like as he's sitting there, he's not sitting there going like, I am like, at the top of my game right now. I would say he's probably willing to admit that he's still got more to learn. And that's the key there that really, I think, defines him.
I worked with, actually one of the first songs I wrote away from the band was with Kid Harpoon, who is my producer now. And he was doing a lot of the Florence and the Machine stuff at the time, and he was a friend of mine. So I went and worked in his studio. We did a song together, and then we didn't see each other for about 3 years. And then I started with him when I made my first album.
Do you feel like you're cheating on your band in the sense that, I just came up with a great idea for a song. Fuck these guys. I'm going to put it on my solo album someday. Did you have songs that you knew were too good and you said, you know what, I'm not giving this fucking One Direction. Why should I do that? Why should I give that to them?
I think what happened was, I'd say the actual kind of arc of that was that, I would go and write with these people for the band, and it would very much be writing songs to take them into the band. And I think as the years went on, and as I got to know people that I was working with more and more, I started to write more like personal songs. And I think sometimes when you write songs like that, you don't necessarily want to have it sung by 5 people. It just felt too personal to do that.
It's just kind of his song, right?
I think like
his voice.
There's that
normal,
and then you have a bunch of songs on your laptop, and you feel like
this is, again, to his credit. This is why he's Harry. Most people go the other way. Most people go, I have all this stuff that I don't want anyone else to do. And then, you want me to write a song? Sure, I'll craft a song. I'll use the template for song making to craft this song. And then I'll go back to my little brood of underlings that I'm creating over here. And Harry's saying it was the opposite. He was like, yeah, I can make songs. I learn how to do this, go through that process. And then as that started to happen, like he says, certain ones were like, this one's a little too personal, but I'll just push that to the side. That's a sign of a great person. Like, just, this is what endears me to Harry every time, is you don't get this feeling like he's got this big, like, hidden agenda. He's the first to admit that he thinks he's selfish sometimes. And so if you think he's selfish, well, he's told himself, he says that he is sometimes. It's not a thing. He's able to diffuse that so easily and so well that Howard's trying to like catch him with like, did you ever think like, like, F these guys, I'm on my own. Like, he's trying to catch him with this. He just doesn't understand, right?
No. Yeah, he wants to get, sure. It's an entertainment show, so he's trying to get a little bit. He does get it with some. Don't get me wrong. Howard does get stuff out of people.
Oh yeah.
But you're not going to break this wall.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm not doing my own thing, but I'm curious. Is this what my music would sound like if I was to do that?
Interesting.
And then
that's a good workaround.
I got to a point where,
he's experimenting with the idea.
Probably 16. I was probably like 19, 20 years old, and I think I got to a point where I realized that I was probably about 20, and I realized that I hadn't really made any decisions for myself, for my adult life, and the choices I was making that weren't part of a democracy. And it was all kind of choices that dictated what I was going to do and where I was going to go in my life were made as like a vote of like part of a band and what we were going to do. And I think at one point I just felt like I had to, it felt like I wanted to grow up, and that there's a lot of like protection in feeling like, I can vote, and if it doesn't go my way, and if it goes wrong, I can say I voted the other way, and it's kind of, there's like protection in that. And I think at some point I felt like I want to make decisions about what's going to happen in my life for myself, and have
up.
Yeah, and have it be that if something goes wrong, it's only my fault. And I think for a long time in a band, there's an amount of accountability that you don't have to take because it's not all based on you and your decisions. So I think I just felt like, I felt like I wanted to make some decisions as an adult for myself. I hadn't really done that yet, and I felt like 20 was maybe a time
right
when I
age.
should start doing that. So it was kind of that, really. It was more about that than like, you know, that there wasn't really a part of it that was like, oh, I'm making these songs and I don't want to sing it with them. It was just kind of, I don't know, it felt like it was a time in my life when I needed to not hide behind being part of something.
And also, did some of the guys start, I'm guessing, did some of the guys maybe start to get jealous because you were always singled out as someone who, you know, the looks,
He's had this question
the
lots of times from
talent,
other
the
people.
girls go crazy for. Jealousies get into it. And also, I would imagine in a group like that, maybe some of the dudes are assholes in the sense that, like, you don't even get along with. I mean, you were thrown together by a show. Like, it's got to be difficult. And I imagine jealousies pop up. And then you're sort of stifled because maybe you want to sing something and then they don't want you to. I could see it being a real pain in the neck.
Yeah, I think it's probably less jealousy. I'd say it's more like just natural politics that happen when, you know, the first 2 years of a band, it feels like it's just really fun. It doesn't feel like you're ever working. There's no part of that feels like a job. It's kind of, you're not in school and you're just thrilled. And I do think you should stay in school, but or not, I mean, whatever. But I think, like,
is that what happened to you? Did you dropped out? What?
Well,
grade?
no, I finished high school because we finished high school at 16 in the UK. So then I just didn't do kind of the sixth form college part.
Right.
But I think, like, you know, after 2 years and you feel like, okay, well, now we're a band and we have to make decisions. I think naturally it's 5 people who aren't the same person.
Sure.
Right.
And some people don't necessarily have all that much in common.
Right.
Other than
And it's like an
you're in a
arranged
band
marriage.
together. Yeah. And I think everyone's going to have different opinions on what you think the band should be doing and how you think you should do this and how you think you should do that. So I'd say, like, you know, it's not so much like I don't think it's so much jealousy. I think you just have, like, natural politics that happen when there's something that feels so high stakes and you have to make decisions on it and everyone has different opinions. So I'd say it's, you know, probably just that. But I think there's so much love between us. I think we kind of went through something together that
you guys still talk?
No one yeah, we do.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, how often? I mean, sure, once every 5 years. Like,
sorry. I thought you were to make that face for different reasons.
No, I'm making the face like, look, I'm not trying to, like, I was under the impression they weren't all that much talkity talk.
Well, not in the sense that I think people would like them to be. I think people would like to see them, you know. It's like, oh, it's Friday. Remember, that's that time when we all get on the phone and talk and pretend that.
I know they're not playing
you know,
card games like every Saturday or whatever. I guess but it seemed like they would go years without speaking, like 2 to 3 years. Like, it wasn't like.
Yeah, I think what Harry's really trying to get at here is that, like, he didn't perceive that there was full-on jealousy. Others may have felt it, but from his perspective, I don't know if he would have perceived it. We were all like this, right? We always all project the part of us that, if I were that person, then this is how I would feel, right? So Howard's very much pushing if I were you, I would feel jealous, or I would be part of that. Or if I were one of the other band members, I would be jealous because you're getting all the attention. And Harry's being careful about going like, well, I don't think it was jealous. It was just the natural politics of what happens when, you know, somebody gets, you know, handed the microphone all the time. And he's very optimistic, where he's like, I don't think it had happened, but I bet you if you really, like, put the, you know,
of course,
put the you know, iron to the fire. If you took someone else, like maybe if you took, I don't know, Liam before he passed and really, like, was like, come on, were you jealous? He'd be like, yes, okay, I was really jealous. But I think Howard and everyone has tried to find this, like, deep story of, like, you know, resentment and, like, I'll show you. And, you know, that's why they would, like, leave. And I don't know if it's there. Yeah.
Now, before people add us in the comments, our patrons are protecting us before the comments on YouTube. You can start deleting them. I'm not saying that they never spoke, and if they speak, if years never happen, that's great. So they do it at least yearly. I guess what I'm saying is that I seem to recall, if my memory's false, then I absolutely accept it that it was false. But I seem to recall, I don't know how to word it. Then
Well, I know what you're saying. There was either
like I know they're not besties. I'm not expecting they're not sharing Christmas and Thanksgiving together. I understand that, and that's
right. But
I don't know how.
I thought I heard something. It was either Liam in the CEO interview, or it could have been recently with.
I'll tell you what it is. You know, here's what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Talking, sending an Instagram tweet, a thumbs up on an Instagram video. I know fans freak out about that. Like, look, they still like each other. Look.
Yeah.
I guess how I look at it, Nathan, is there's no collaboration. That's what I find really oddly crazy, is that you could be in a band for so long together, and if everyone's besties and everyone's wishing everyone good luck and no ill will and all this stuff, there's no like, hey, special guest, come on out. Like other bands do that all the time. Yeah. You know, they'll introduce like, hey, I'm in New York and so-and-so's in New York too. Come on stage. Let's have some fun. Like, why? There's no like fun. You know what I mean by that? There's no like, that's the part that I read between the lines on, Nathan. That's the part that I can't help but read between the lines. There's this weird pull over the boys. The collaboration, arms around each other. Now, maybe it's better now, but it's certainly the early stages. I don't know why they didn't. If they're such great friends and pals and all this other stuff, there's no like special guest, come on duet, old time's sake. I don't know. This seems like there's nothing.
Yeah,
the silence speaks words. I guess what I'm saying. The silence on any kind of. Just like if you and I went our separate ways, let's say like, let me just make this quick. What I'm saying is like you and I, hey, Nathan, well, you know, we're retiring. We're all good feelings. No problem with each other. You started your channel, started mine. But hey, Nathan's visiting me today. Come on in, Nathan. Like that's what I mean.
Different. I think that's apples and oranges because
all right.
You and I have like a lot of history of like being friends and arguing and doing this over years, and that's solidified our friendship. These guys were thrown together, and Harry has as much as admitted it, as of the others too, that they're friends in the sense that they work together. They're like colleagues that work together, but they're not like each of them has that like really close friend. Like a good example was Louis talking about his like bestie guy that goes with him everywhere. That's the one that he would.
Oh, like, I know. You're right about the
lay down his life for.
Just even the creative collaborations, that they're all goodwill and I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm overthinking.
They had to put that on as a show as part of being One Direction, though. Like that they knew that part of it was really important for the fans to see that they're, you know, everyone's together. But I think there's two problems. Everyone wants them to be far closer than they actually are, but they can't actually physically make that relationship be any better than it is. They all have to actually like reach out. And I think Louis really mentioned it in his interview. I think was the most, where he said, who came to my first show? It was Liam, right? Others didn't actually show up. And he was a little bit surprised that it was only Liam that came to his show. Right. And to me, that's
what I mean. That's what I mean. It's just weirdly like, but you know, that's okay. I don't think they're going to be going to Thanksgiving, Christmas together. I guess even if you just look at the business side of it, like again, it's like, hey Nathan, if you came on my channel, it'd boost my numbers a little bit, and like, oh, that'd be fun. Let's just do that. Like, or vice versa. Like the idea, like just would this be kind of a fun viral moment for both of us? Like Louis and Harry sing on stage, you know, one of the night changes or whatever. The world, and it feels fun. They hug each other, and Louis waves goodbye as he goes backstage. Like,
right.
Anyways, it's just weird.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's something that no one went through that specific thing, and we did that together, and there's a huge amount of respect there for each other and a lot of love for everything that we did, and I'm incredibly proud of, you know, everything that we achieved and stuff. So it's it's all good.
So Harry's here today because he has a new album coming out on Friday. Holy cow, they sent me the album yesterday. Top secret. They told me if I played it before your appearance, I think they were going to put me in jail. I'm not kidding. I mean, they were threatening me. And I said, that's okay, I'll wait. But the new album is coming out Friday, Harry's House. This is your third album since you went solo.
Yes. Yeah.
Very exciting. And then there's a tour going on.
Yeah.
Love on Tour tickets and dates going on. You can go to hstyles.com.uk/tour. I'm sure if you just Google his name, you'll find it.
Something will come up.
Something will come up. And, it's funny. I just randomly Googled your name because I knew you were coming in. And I said, let me just Google Harry's name and see what comes up. And it said, new album coming out. And it said, clearly Harry's in love. This is a love album. A lot of these songs, the new ones now, I guess I have an exclusive here. I can play some of these. Before you're going to do 2 live. By the way, does the band know their stuff for today? I mean, these are new songs.
They do, yeah. They know it more than I do, I think.
Especially Ghost Guy inside there.
Do you know all the... Why is Ghost Guy not moving? Why is he transparent? Look at all these other individuals. They're right there. Hi, Mitch. They're all here. Guy in the yellow hat. What's her name again? The blonde-haired woman?
Nio. Is that Nio?
No. Nio? Tuki? Or is it?
Yeah, Tupac.
No, I'm just trying to remember. What's her name again? Like a Nifty or something like that. It's like some sort of a European name.
Can't remember.
Trio or Nelly. Oh, anyways.
Words by heart at this point because you haven't really. You do.
I do. Yeah.
I'm always amazed that you can do that.
There's Sarah.
A month to
there's Sarah. That's the first shot of Sarah.
Yeah, it's the first shot. An hour in.
I want to play a couple of these tracks because these are love songs, I believe. And one of the songs you're going to do live is this song. I was lecturing a 14-year-old girl who called up today, and I said you should listen to Harry because she was talking about what assholes men are.
Men,
boys, her boyfriend.
She corrected him.
You should listen to Harry Styles because he writes a song about this on his new album. He's basically telling women, I think, I'm talking about the song Boyfriends, which you're going to do. I think
we react to that performance on this show, I think. Yeah.
Tell me if I got this right. If a guy's being an asshole to you, why do you keep going back to him? Do I have that right?
I think there are a lot of, I guess it's a commentary from several places on boyfriends. I think it's less
close.
It's less. I guess it's the sentiment is similar to that, but it's definitely meant with less judgment than that. I think.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, each one of these, I mean, I could ask you questions about because I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, before I get to playing some of these tracks and then you've got doing the live performance, I got to ask you something. With acting, you've done acting. You've gotten acclaim for acting. Is it true when I read that you went up for the role of Elvis Presley in this new Baz Luhrmann production that you actually auditioned to be Elvis?
Oh, have you seen that? It's really good.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's really good. I liked it.
Did you like it, Nathan?
What?
Was it really good?
Hi, Kaya.
Yeah. Hi, dog. My dog loves me. My dog never teases me.
Look at me with those loving eyes.
All right, stop it. No, I haven't seen it, but I didn't know this. Did you know this? That he auditioned for it?
No, that's news to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Rhonda, did you like the movie Rhonda?
Tom Hanks is really good in it.
And you didn't get the part. Now,
different role than
I said to someone this morning, I said, they must be assholes. I mean, this guy's got a huge
At what
following.
time in the morning did you call someone an asshole?
Oh, I start out. Listen, I wake up with the word asshole on my lips. I'm an angry guy.
Early does.
But I'm saying, like, first of all, just from a business standpoint, if you want, I'll write a movie about Elvis and I'll put you in it because we'll make a fortune. I can't imagine that you auditioned and didn't get the role of Elvis.
I can. And
I can too. Yeah, Elvis can't be as chill as Harry is. Yeah.
Well, yes. Okay. Let me. How should it would be? Let's see if I can get this right. It would be like the reason why they didn't do it is not because of his draw, his name, of course. And of course, Harry can sing. The reason why they did it would be like, um, I'm just using a name that I know now. It'd be like, okay, it'd be like LeBron James. Yeah, LeBron James playing in a Michael Jordan biopic. So what I mean by that, you're already LeBron James, an incredible basketball player, playing another incredible basketball player. Harry's already established solo incredible popular artist. So the idea that now we're going to make him into Elvis, the incredible popular, it's a weird conundrum of like, but that's Harry Styles playing Elvis. Like I think there's part of that, and I don't think, and that's one theory. I could be wrong. It's just what came to me. Could be wrong. And the other theory, I'm just trying to think of what the movie execs were probably talking about. And the other part of me was like, do you see Elvis or do you see Harry playing Elvis? Is what I'm getting at. And then because Austin Butler was more of an unknown at the time, and that's what you have to go with. You have to go with somebody who doesn't like, oh, Austin Butler, of course. He became popular because of that movie. That's kind of what you need to go with as an unknown, and quite frankly, no offense to Harry, a real actor, like somebody who legit. That's their like. Harry is an incredible solo or singing artist and composer. Austin is an actor.
Yeah. Who can Harry's career is just kind of starting really as an actor, and
right. Maybe he's just not as good. He's not as good. Like we saw The Policeman. It was a fine movie, but. You know, Austin could probably do the same movie, and I bet you he'd play it better. That's his training. He's a trained actor, good at it. Yeah.
I think for me, like a big thing with, I mean, first of all, Elvis is kind of, was probably the first person I knew outside of my family when I was a very small child. So there was something like incredibly sacred about it that felt, like I should. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I wanted to, I was very intrigued by it and stuff. And I think the thing with it is like, I feel like if a director feels like I'm not the best person for the role, then it's better for them and it's better for me. Because if they don't think think the movie's going to be better with someone else, then I don't want to do it because I don't want to be the not as good version. And I spoke to Baz about it when I auditioned and stuff, and we kind of, I don't particularly look like him. It just felt like the right move, and I think we were both satisfied and happy that
sure.
It was.
Were you insulted though that you had to audition, Harry?
No, because Howard would be insulted. See, I would be insulted. I applied for a movie about a radio guy, and they didn't hire me. I'm Howard Stern. I'm a radio guy. That's how he's looking at it. How come they didn't hire you, the greatest soul artist now?
How come they didn't just take your name as all they needed?
That's right. And they have done movies, Nathan, of course, throughout the years where they've tried to sell the movie on the name.
Yeah.
And the director and the studio should have been like, we tried to sell the name and it didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah,
the name alone can't.
Some of those were Elvis movies.
Sure. Well, yeah. How dare you? Was it Bikini Blue? Was it Bikini Beach Bonanza? What are some of those ones? Beach like a bingo.
Yeah, Elvis. There's somewhere he did well in, but like there's plenty of Elvis movies that were just like,
of course.
It's
Elvis Mania. Elvis. Yeah, they're just Elvis Mania. It's just Elvis at the beach, Elvis at the. Elvis at war, or wherever it was,
Because you're a pretty big fucking star. You should have said to him, "Listen, Baz." First of all, I would have said, "What kind of name is Baz?" That's number one. Number two, I would have said, "Listen,
what's your real name?"
Yeah. Well, Baz. Listen, Baz.
I actually did say that. Maybe that's why I didn't get the
part. Good for you, because you should have said to him, listen, I made a lot of coin in this business. And, but what did you do? Did you have to, you're like, hello, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Here is Elvis.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I did. Really? I did read a couple of scenes, and then there was like an old Vegas performance of his that they wanted like you to do. So
Yeah, you really have to show that
but
you
it
can
was,
do it.
you know, Elvis was like the first music I grew up listening to, so it was kind of, it was pretty fun for me to do. But
Why
I
didn't
think
you say
like
to
assuming, I think like music and film obviously aren't the same business. So I think it's like to assume that that I should get a role in one because I do a different one is not necessarily correct, and it's not really how I would like to get jobs either. I think.
all right.
I
Well,
feel
Yeah, that's good. No, good point. And he's right. Harry's wise, and he's business wise too. Like even he recognizes objectively, like okay, it's not the right fit. That's okay.
No, that tarnishes his brand in a way. It's not true to who Harry is. So I agree with him 100%.
I mean, I like
speaking
that
of the
for
new
you.
album, though. Well, here, speaking of acting, now listen, this song "Cinema" from your new album. I'm going to play a little piece of this here, and I'm going to talk to you about it. I know who this is about.
I guess we're in time.
I knew you were going to play this bit.
Fuck yeah! I'm gonna play it.
Yourself well for me. I guess you're all mine.
This is a love song,
It is.
and because it's cinema, I put together the pieces. You know, I used to be in the FBI.
Okay.
You met your present girlfriend. She was directing you in a movie, and you are in love. Clearly, from this, I can see this is real love. Is this a dangerous thing to do, to write a song about a woman? Because you always run the risk of breaking up with her, and then you have the song, and this is such a love song. But man, what a great aphrodisiac. If I could write songs, I'd write about my wife so that she would, be into it. When you write a song like this about your girlfriend, do you take it to her and say, listen to this, baby, I wrote this about you? How do you present it to her?
That's how Howard
most of the time when I write songs,
So, quick question here for our patrons. A reminder: if you'd like to be a part of our live reactions, be a patron, and they can answer these questions on the fly with us. Remind me, who was his girlfriend at this time? And I don't think he's still with this girl anymore. Can you just sorry, young woman. So who was he with at this time? What was that? I saw the pop up.
Thing that popped up.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Well, don't do that. We don't do
Do it
that
one more
stuff.
time.
No, that's stupid. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Nathan, no.
I didn't say anything.
Don't put it there. I don't want to see. Get that. Yeah. You like us? You like what you see so far, folks? Subscribe. Yeah. Just a reminder. You know how YouTube works, you morons?
Oh,
okay. That's enough. That's right. Olivia Wilde. Okay. And she's an older woman. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Lovely too. Very, 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 very lovely. Okay. All right. So my guess here is I'm not going to answer for Harry, of course, but I would answer it like, well, yeah, if I'm in love with someone and I'm writing a love song, it's, love is not that it's generic, but I mean, I've been in love before, and I might be in love again after my current girlfriend. Like, we don't know how things will work out, but love is a universal language, of course. The idea is currently I'm dating someone, and I'm in love and having a great time, but this song can be used for when I was in love 10 years ago with somebody. Love is it's a universal language, so to speak. So I wonder if he's going to answer to that effect.
I love that Phoebe said this. No, you're not spoiling it. I don't think you're spoiling this by saying this, but like, that's great context. Like, yeah, he probably dodges this question everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's not going to say her name. He's not going to say, yeah, she's the one. But just a little quick reminder. Don't spoil anything for us. Just a quick reminder as we pontificate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
They kind of start out just as like, I don't know, I guess mine, and then it's less so. I guess it's I think it's important to write from kind of whatever you're going through at the time, and trying to turn like life into what you make. I think is really I guess it's like the most you can kind of capture a moment is kind of being true to that. So
Harry,
yeah.
The lyric is, if you're getting yourself wet for me, I guess you're all mine. Now you're talking mine.
Is that what it is?
Goddamn right, that's what it says here. If you're getting yourself wet for me, I guess you're all mine. Now, this is a real love song.
Thank you.
This is no bullshit love me do. This is, you're saying
This
it the
is
way
adult.
it is.
He did grow up.
Right. Let me ask you this. I did a movie. I fell in love with everyone on the movie set.
Mm-hmm.
The movie sets are the most dangerous place in the world. When you're making a movie,
Mm-hmm.
it is easy to fall in love. And you, too, had love scenes like I had in my movie, Private Part.
Mm-hmm. Great movie.
I'm going to be honest with you because we were talking man to man. I was aroused through 90% of my movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was in bed with different women actresses. I couldn't control it. I mean, I apologize. Listen, I'm getting excited.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The male anatomy. Nathan and I are both men. I can only imagine if you and I were in our 20s doing a movie or whatever. A scene with a beautiful actress. Now, there's a famous actor. I've done this quote before, but there might be people who didn't see that when I mentioned this, I can't remember. It was an old time actor, so I can't remember which one it was. But he said to the female counterparts on his movie sets, when they had a love scene, kissing scene, whatever it is, rolling around in the bed scene. And it was an older actor too, so it wasn't anything too gratuitous at the time type films. But he said, "I apologize if I get excited down there. And I apologize if I don't." And I thought that's a great quote because men, it's not that we can't. Can you actually control it?
It's
You know what I
pretty
mean?
hard.
But
It's pretty
difficult.
hard to. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's difficult. Thank you. It's challenging.
But you know what I mean? Because you're thinking baseball, or whatever it is. The idea being that it is a physiological response that you can't hide. It's just like something will be, so that's just, yes, we're mansplaining, but we're men, so we can talk about our own parts. But that being said, so he's saying to Harry, and I get it too. Like you got two beautiful people, you're in close sets together, you're talking, you're working all day together. It's very common. I mean, this is a Hollywood story as old as time, flings, affairs, relationships on set. Some of them are just literally and I know a lot of them will, especially if they're both single people, they'll literally just have a fun time while they're together. And all right, that was a fun movie. Like that's fine. Consensual adults having a good time on set because it's a fun place to work and you're working long nights and your hotel room is right next to each other. I can only imagine how much of it goes on. All right.
Mm-hmm. I did. This is outrageous. Isn't it the greatest aphrodisiac? It's the easiest place to fall in love. You fell in love on a movie set.
Oh, wow. How to answer this question? I think, man,
There's nowhere to run.
I think I had a wonderful experience being directed by Olivia.
Yes.
I think there is something that obviously like acting is kind of very uncomfortable at times. I think you have to trust a lot. It requires a lot of trust.
Which one was this movie?
I don't know the movie.
Give it everything, and I think being able to trust your director is a gift. So, that was very helpful and meant for kind of a really nice experience working on that movie.
We saw
what you mean about trust.
We saw the Gay Policeman one. That's the one we saw.
Yeah. Why didn't we see the other one?
Can we see the one where he kisses girls? That's okay. I mean, it was a good movie, but
I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus here, but the way that they're talking about this, I think I might have preferred to watch the other one.
I mean, Harry's a good-looking guy and all, but I wouldn't mind him kissing girls. I wouldn't mind watching that too.
I've only made one movie, but you sometimes do stuff in movies and you go, am I being funny here? Am I pulling this off? And you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a good director, you can end up looking like a big jerk in a movie.
Yeah.
And for you, having a music career, it could end up being a career ender. So you really do have to trust the director.
Yeah.
You make a good point.
You can't. Yeah, I think Harry would have to. I don't know. Harry would have to slaughter a puppy and a baby at the same time. I don't know. He probably still would lose fans. I don't know what he would have to do to be canceled or lose his fan. Like, and that's not a slight. I'm being what's the word? Hyperbolic here. I'm just saying, like, a bad film will not. Oh, Harry wasn't a straight to streaming crappy film. Okay, I'm not listening to his music. There's been so many singers, Nathan, who, as you know, who have been
yes,
in bad films, and guess what happens? Their music careers continue. There's no
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I mean,
and the reverse is true. There's been many actors who've done crappy music, but their movie careers continue, if that makes sense too. Like Bruce Willis, the crappy like blues band, which I mean he did for fun, but he of course he hopes to get big. It never did. Russell Crowe has done some stuff.
Yeah, I agree with Nina here.
There you go. Sure, yeah.
Comedy gold.
So Alina's saying she can't think of anything. Yeah, we won't be. I mean, I could think of things, but I won't say. I don't want to keep it dark here and just try to be funny. But okay.
I think I just think of acting slightly differently than I would imagine a lot of people. I think it's probably because of experience making music, but I kind of just see it as like, you know, acting. You're not making the movie. You're playing like a small part. You're just
it's been made for you.
So I kind
it's almost like, no offense to some of these maybe tour musicians, like they're not creating the music, they're playing it. Exactly. He's not writing the screenplay, he's saying the words. Yeah, which doesn't make acting easy. I'm just saying he doesn't have to come up with a story, he just gets to tell it. It's like a cover artist to some degree. Some cover artists
thinking that never even thought of it that way. Yep.
Some cover artists are really good at doing cover work. They're really good. They make it their own and all that good stuff. And some cover stuff you see on YouTube is like, oof. So it's the same as actors. Actors can really bring something to a screenplay, and some are like, oof. Yeah.
kind of think of it as like acting is like being a session musician, and you
I just said that.
do your bit. And
holy crap!
And do your bit as well as you possibly can. Yeah. But then there's like, you know, a director and a editor and all these things that chop it up and make it what it's going to be. So it kind of feels like, in terms of who's putting it out, to me it feels like, you know, that's who the musician is. And I feel like as an actor, you're just kind of showing up and like doing, trying to do your bit. And it's a small part of the pie. But
it's amazing how much work goes into movies.
You know, it's really fun. I think it's ultimately, in terms of the trust element, like it can feel really silly. You know, it can feel really embarrassing. You're playing pretend ultimately. So, you know, if you think about it on like base level terms, you're like, oh, I'm going to show up in the morning, then I'm going to go in that room and I'm going to pretend that I'm really angry at that person. I'm going to shout at them, and then they're going to yell cut, and everyone's going to reset everything while I'm still angry. And that's quite funny to me. But I think it's fun to like explore, you know, in movies. I'm not a big shouter, and I seem to shout in every movie that I do so far. So,
so you're not one of these musicians that sits there and fantasizes about being a movie star. If it comes your way, great. You enjoy it. It's fun. But your main focus will always be music, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I really liked acting when I was a kid, and I think I really like acting now. I think there's something about it that's really exciting. There's also just a lot of waiting around, and I love music, and I think the acting thing is like I said, it's really fun, but it's a lot of like, okay, be brilliant for 2 minutes and then go wait in your trailer for 45 minutes and come back and be brilliant for 2 minutes and then go away again. And that is great and not the worst thing in the world, but it's not like that creative. I feel like in music there is a lot of waiting around, but when you're waiting around there's still like stuff happening, there's tracks being played or things being built and all that kind of stuff. So
when's the movie coming out?
Well, there's two. So I have one coming out. It's Don't Worry Darling, comes out September 23rd. And then I did a film in England called My Policeman, which comes out, I believe, in, I think, November, something like October, November.
Busy year.
How awkward was it for you to do love scenes? in Don't Worry, Darling. You got a couple, right? You got a couple where you got to get down and
He
dirty.
doesn't know what.
Is that embarrassing?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he had any idea of My Policeman, oh my gosh,
He'd be asking those questions instead.
oh yes,
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Did you get excited? Did you get excited then too, Harry?"
I think it is. I think the most important thing in that stuff again is like trust, and I think if you speak about it properly with everyone that's involved, and
Yeah, I'm sure the actress like, "Oh, I gotta kiss Harry Styles." Like her roll call that day was the makeout session with Harry. You know she's texting her friends. You know she is.
Yes.
I'm making out with Harry Styles. Don't tell anybody, but I'm making out with Harry Styles today on set.
Yeah.
You know they're. You know she's just excited. Don't put it all in the guys for peace sakes. How many girls wish they could have been in that bed? Don't get me started.
Yeah.
obviously you're trying to forget that the cameras are there because you're trying to film a movie and be real and all that stuff. But I think,
well, there you go.
If you remember that the most important thing on the set is the two human beings doing it. And if at any point either one of you is uncomfortable, I think having the conversation where it's like, it doesn't matter if they're getting great stuff. If you don't feel good, you tell me and we'll stop. And I think that's kind of the most important thing with that kind of stuff, because it is, it does feel vulnerable. I think, like, I'd never kissed anyone on camera before, and it felt like giving a part of myself away in some way, because you do it and then you feel like, oh, now I feel like people know how I kiss or something. Like, it just feels kind of incredibly vulnerable. And I think, probably historically in movies and stuff for women in particular, I would say that it's kind of, I'd say the attitude around sex scenes on sets has changed a lot. I would imagine, but from like stories that I've heard, but I'd say in my experience, it was more about kind of the human level of just trusting and discussing it with each other first.
Harry, how graphic is it? Did you have to walk out naked onto a set and do a love scene, or was it a little more...
I did. I wasn't naked on Don't Worry, Darling. I was naked in Policeman.
Oh,
no kidding. Peen and everything, huh?
There's no peen in the final cut. No.
Because I couldn't do that because I don't have a big.
There's bum.
Oh, there's bum. Did you work out like a motherfucker for that? Because you're showing your ass on. I would.
I mean, I'd
still doesn't tell him. It doesn't tell him. He knows not to even bring it up. He's like, Howard doesn't know. I'm not bringing it up.
He has to.
And Howard, he missed it. He just about said, "I'm glad it wasn't me." I'm glad it wasn't me because I have a small. He was about to mention. He's mentioned so many times about his. Yeah, it's a joke. I mean, he won't, but that's I'm glad I didn't do it.
Say like between on like breaks, I was like
doing squats,
doing little squats and stuff.
Lifting your leg every minute.
Believe
me. Listen, if I look like you, I'd be doing a nude scene every day. But
I can't
I look
believe
like
they
me.
cut out the peen. That's
I mean,
I don't think the peen was intended to be involved. Really.
Right.
I think
the peen. I haven't heard that in a while. I love it.
That would remain.
I love that Harry just rolls with that.
What do you do?
Sure.
Do you walk down onto the set in a robe?
Like, he's very media savvy. Of course, he's media savvy and all that good stuff. But he's also not. He's not a prude. He'll get in the dirt a little bit with Howard. Like, he's not going to be like, clutching his pearl necklace or whatever he's wearing. Like, he won't. Like, he'll have fun. He's take this for what it means. He's one of the guys. Like, he is one of the guys, in that sense. But yeah, at the same time, he's careful. But he's having fun. Like, he knows Howard Stern. This is his second time on the show. Like, he's not an idiot. He knows who Howard Stern is. He didn't come like, who's this guy? What's his style? I don't get it. Like, he didn't have to be here. He doesn't need Howard.
No, exactly.
Howard's numbers were bumped up.
This is the second time coming here too. Yeah, so it's not like it's like, I guess I have to do Howard Stern if he's asking, No,
and I think he likes Howard Stern. Honestly, I think he probably laughs at the jokes that some people might clutch their pearls at. That some of the shock jock stuff that Howard used to. I bet you Harry gets. He even said he enjoyed his movie Private Parts. So Private Parts, I think it came out in '97ish, back in the very very heyday of Howard's radio days. and it's basically just like a biography of how he became the shock jock that he is. So Harry said, I loved your film. So yeah,
I've never seen it.
I don't care enough to see it, and I haven't seen it. I just have heard so much. Like,
okay,
it's you have to be a Howard Stern fan. That's what I mean to see it, which Harry did. So yeah.
And then you take it off, or how do you work that whole deal?
Yeah, usually robe. Yeah, it's robe, which is kind of, uncomfortable for me because I have tattoos everywhere. So it's kind of like I get it all painted. Out in the morning.
Do you?
Yeah.
How many hours does it take to take a Harry Styles? Because you do have a lot. I was watching kind of.
It probably doesn't take too long if you're covering his body, especially when it's like they probably have some quick sprays and stuff and that kind of thing. Tattoo removal for actors is a pretty common makeup removal so I'm sure they're pretty quick about it nowadays. Yeah.
You're almost all covered. What? And do you have tattoos on your legs and stuff?
I have some on my legs. Yeah.
Oh, that poor makeup artist. Yeah. How long did it take them to sit there and rub?
I think it was about 2 hours.
Jesus.
About 2 hours.
He's got a lot.
So I'd come in early and basically just sit there in like a gas mask. Well,
they spray. Yeah, I told you. I guessed it. They spray. Yeah.
Layers. And luckily there's none on my back. So that felt like a brief moment of solace.
There's no tattoos on his back.
Are you done with tattoos now because of this acting acting career? Do you realize now that you're putting people through hell when they have to sit there and cover up all your tattoos?
No, I'll probably get some more. I think I don't know. I think sometimes I just fancy a couple. I go through like long stretches of not getting any, and then I'll get a couple at a time.
I wonder, does he have a movie coming out right now?
Any recently, but maybe.
You wouldn't put any on your face, would you?
No, I don't think I would.
Dude, if you do that, you call me first, all right? Because I'll.
I don't think I would go for the face.
No. And leave your neck alone too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will.
Yeah. I actually
got
agree.
the whole back, leave it.
Yeah,
you got the whole back. I would start there first. Yeah, that was good.
You got a good thing, that one. Believe me, if I looked like you, I wouldn't have one tattoo. Me, I was going to put a whole tattoo right over my face.
I mean, it's really funny now. Like when I would get them all covered up, and I'd like look at myself with no tattoos, and I'd be like, "Look at this boring ass body, nothing."
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, that's showbiz. Let me talk to you about this band. Let's do a little music. That's why Harry's here. Harry's excited. Oh. He's got a whole new album. The album has been really well reviewed. Not that you care anymore about reviews, but it's nice to get good reviews.
He cares.
You got there's a lot of romantic stuff on here. It's called Harry's House, which, by the way, I realized, and now I understand why you called Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell years ago had a song called Harry's House.
She did.
And you called her up.
I guess you know that? Alone.
No, I never made that connection. Howard's a music file, so good for him for catching that. Yeah.
So you had to call her up and say, "Hey, do you mind if I call my album?"
Is the ghost guy going to move this time?
Wait, is he moving yet? Did you see him move?
He was moving. There was like some movement there.
Oh,
actually, I'd say the album the title was actually more inspired by there was an album by Harumi Hosono in 1973 from Yellow Magic Orchestra, and I think it was his first solo album, and it was called Hosono House, and I listened to it when I was in Japan for a while, and I just really liked that. I kind of liked the alliteration. I liked just calling it that, so I kind of felt like it'd be really fun to name an album Harry's House, and then the idea
Harry's
started
House.
as something very different, and then kind of evolved to what it is now.
And Harry's House. How important is naming an album, by the way? Is that important to you? Is that?
Yeah, I think in the last 2 albums, I've had like several working titles that
that'd be tough. I would have a hard time naming it.
During the making of it, and I think it kind of frames, it gives you something that you feel like you're kind of aiming at, and there's just something that you have as a reference of a kind of general mood, I guess. And then Harry's House, I think, was the first time I had an album title before starting the album, and then stuck with it. So, yeah.
And Harry's House, it's not your literal house. It's Harry's house is what's in his head. This is your house, this album. This is what is currently going through your head.
Yeah, I'd say it's very much, me, my mental space, the space around me, the kind of, almost like a day in, I don't know, my mind, I guess. Like I like lots of different kinds of things. I think there's
It's a clever title.
Kinds of music on it. I think it's definitely, when I listen to it, I think the album.
I wonder what the album would be called if his name wasn't Harry, because it's that sound which helps, right? The Harry's house. It rolls off the, maybe if his name was Larry, would it be Larry's house? Maybe, but it just seems
Larry's Lounge.
Larry's Lounge. Yeah, well, there you go. What was the name?
Larry.
Was
Remember Leisure Suit Larry?
That's hilarious. Look, I saw a pixelated boob. Sorry, that's a deep pull for all you young folk out there. Go Google Leisure Suit Larry, the video game series. Basically, this little horny character would try to catch a glimpse of a boob, and the early versions of the game is like these pixelated graphics. Like, let's go get a Sears catalog. All right.
Album that sounds the most like me. I think there's very kind of subconscious like stopping of listening to a lot of music. I found that happened when I was making this. I think I was really interested in what I would make if I didn't use kind of direct sonic references. So if I wasn't going like, I love the sound of that synth and I love this drum sound and I love this thing, let's put them together. So I found myself listening to a lot of like classical music and a lot of like instrumental, like jazz and like different film scores and stuff.
Let me understand this. The process for making this album was necessary to remove yourself from any sort of pop reference or cultural reference of music going on now. So you didn't find yourself doing an imitation of somebody, or you wanted to be pure with what. Yeah,
I wanted to feel like, if I sit in a room and I try and imagine what I want a song to sound like, what does it end up sounding like? If I don't have, Fleetwood Mac playing over here, and I don't have Joni Mitchell playing over here, and I don't have this playing here, if I just.
An interesting point there, Nina. That's a great point. The reason being, obviously, is he doesn't have to be so guarded about the creative process. He's like, or like his love of music. It's not a guarded secret. He wants to talk about it. Like, music, I love it. I love recording. That's how he did it. And the music, I'm proud of it. And you can't really steal his secret, so to speak, because that's the artist. Like how he came to make it won't be how somebody comes to make their music. But regarding, because no one's going to do a, what do you call it, like a clickbait title, Harry
explains how he wrote the song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, but it's not like.
Yeah. You won't believe how Harry writes his music. He just he focuses on other types of music, not the current pop rock. Oh, that's kind of boring.
Yeah. Right? Whereas the title's about. Reveals
Harry's peen cut out of My Policeman. Will his ass be shown? Howard misses key detail that it's about a gay man. Howard reads that. Oh man, comedy gold. Oh, I kind of wish he knew, because I would have cringed at his just his takes would have been so like, just I don't know. I would have loved to hear his. They're gonna leave the interview, and Howard's gonna find out about that movie. He's like, man, he brought it up. I didn't know. If he did his research, if his crack team did some research before he came in. Oh well.
Sit with kind of a clean space and go, I want it to sound like this. Kind of what comes out, and that to me is what the album feels like.
That sounds smart. Because if you're sitting and listening to those songs, I imagine as a musician, you go, "Oh man, I should do a song like that. I'll make a song like Blue or whatever, like Joni Mitchell." Yeah, that would be, and that's dangerous, right? Because then you're not being true to yourself.
Yeah, there's influence and there's imitation.
So this first song you're going to do, this is an exclusive. I don't think you've ever performed this anywhere. Daylight.
Haven't, no.
Oh wow,
this is the first time.
First time. Is it band?
No, we've seen this.
By the way, your band is so great.
I think we've seen this performance.
Last time I remember, I met your band.
Is Ghost Guy moving yet?
Here, who were fooling around with one another. They were becoming romantic. Are they still together? I think that is a mistake. They should not be together.
Oh wow.
They didn't listen to me these to.
Oh, Ghost Guy
Was
moved.
that Sarah? Sarah, was that you? Sarah's.
Oh, there he is.
Me.
Who was?
Oh, he's next to Sarah. Okay. Oh, I see. He's it's a reflection. Are they like in the surrounded? So he's in front of Harry. He's not behind Harry.
Oh, you think so?
Well, where's Sarah then? Because Sarah's right. He's to Sarah's left. So where's Sarah behind Harry? Am I missing Sarah? Sorry, am I missing where Sarah is?
That's Sarah on the left there right now, right?
Yes. So and that's the gentleman that we were seeing behind Harry. So I think he's been reflected. Yeah. He. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
It was you, Sarah. You were carrying on with who? With
Mitch.
With Mitch. Did you take my advice, Sarah and Mitch? Did you take my advice and break up immediately after the show because I said the band?
You remember that?
What if you two break up?
Right.
If it doesn't work out, did you take my advice or are you still together?
No, we took it to another level.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, you know what? Mandela affected my brain. I'm sorry. She's right there. I swear, I brought up. She pops up. I think like the universe just brought her up in my eyes. That's funny. I don't know how I missed her there. What is wrong with my brain? How could I not look at her? Anyways.
All right. Yeah.
What'd you do?
I had a lockdown baby.
You had a baby.
I had a baby.
By the way, you look great for having a baby. How old?
One and a bit.
No kidding. Well, you whipped yourself right back into shape. Good for you,
Howard. How's motherhood? What's it like having a baby?
Yeah.
You put yourself back together, woman.
Yeah.
Like I know I know that's like the first thing he goes to is like, yeah, you're not fat. Like that's him. I'm not even joking. Like,
I know that's him.
Like, how's motherhood treating you guys? How's that working with the band, having a baby? It must be difficult. No, you look hot again.
I mean, Harry was obviously upset that you two had a baby, I'm sure, because he's looking for no nonsense. He wants a band that's concentrating on music. Is that right, Harry?
Distraught. Absolutely distraught.
Yeah. So, Sarah, you play drums, of course. Mitch, your man, plays guitar. Are you guys married, or are you you haven't officially tied the knot?
No, we're married, yeah.
Oh, you're married.
Got it all sorted.
Harry, let them answer. Yeah. You can say what you want. I'm not going to. Yeah.
Did you get permission from Harry to get married or to have the baby? Do you go to him first and say, Harry, what, are we allowed to do this? Because Harry's like his own HR department. What do you?
Harry actually.
Please.
I remember being in Japan and there were some drunk words spoken.
I would say. I mean, I would say watching this romance flourish in the way that it has is. It's been one of the most pleasurable things that I've seen in my life, I'd say, from the kind of meeting in rehearsal to each stage. And obviously they spend a lot of time together, obviously with touring and that's a lot of time. Which just proves the movie set point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like they're together, they're working together, good looking people, both single. Yeah, it's, you fall in love with people you work with. Just make sure you're not married or have a significant other. For people who love each other, spend together, and I would say their relationship is very inspiring. Yeah, they're great.
Is the baby going to be on tour with you guys, or Harry? Have you put a stop to that? Have you said, "Listen, enough with this"? Is the baby going to be on tour?
He's coming.
Oh yeah, he's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I would have said if it was Harry, we made a nursery for him in Harry's house. There you go.
Oh, that would have been good.
Yeah.
Good segue to the song.
Yeah.
And Sarah, just to double check, because I know the gossip pages, it's not Harry's baby, right? It is your.
No.
He's just having fun. He's just being he's being silly.
Right,
that's fine. That's funny.
Yeah, we took a test and
we took a test. They're playing with it. Yeah.
Of course, when you work with Harry, you have to take a test immediately to see.
I'm really not sure how to feel about this.
Now, Harry, what kind of wedding gift do you give these two? I mean, you're a rich, famous rock star. It's got to be enormous. Did you give them a private jet? What do you do?
Give them a private jet.
I think what you think
Sarah, go ahead.
My life is like and what my life is actually like is maybe slightly different.
But Harry,
that's
don't
him
you feel
addressing
pressure to
Howard
give these
head
two a
on.
big gift? I mean, a financial gift. I mean, it's got to be you.
I mean, now, yeah.
Thanks,
Howard.
Yeah, you guys are welcome. Yeah.
Well, this is a very talented band. Should we introduce the band? Like I said, we have Sarah
We haven't seen this
Jones on
performance.
drums,
Okay,
Mhm.
interesting. I thought
which is nice to see a woman drummer, right, Harry? A lot of bands have the traditional dude sitting there on the
I love women
right?
drummers.
I mean,
It's
I
great. I love
think
women
Sarah's
in
one of
bands.
the best
but-
drummers touring today.
Yeah,
Man
she's
or
great.
woman, best drummer. I think she's probably the first thing that anyone comments on after they see the show.
Oh,
Sarah,
Me,
how do I get
that's
as good
my
as you?
experience anyway.
How do I get good on drums? Did you take drum lessons, or you just kind of figured it out?
well, that's a
Yeah,
good
I just
question.
figured it out. You got to live
Wow.
in the countryside,
Yeah,
and
Right.
no one around.
Well, because you got to practice, and those drums can give you a big headache. So it's
Okay.
nice to live in the countryside. We've got Paulie Lovejoy on percussion today. Paulie, welcome. That's how you want to be.
I'm the ghost. Does the ghost talk? Does the ghost talk? Nope.
Elin Sandberg on bass. Got to have good bass.
Yep, always.
Mitch, as we said, on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Nye Ludlow on multiple instruments. And Yafra on the keyboards.
Hello. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Howard. How are you?
All right. You know how to play this song that we're going to play, Daylight?
I hope so. We're going to find out very shortly.
Anyone screws up, you know what Harry says, you're going to be fined. And that's going to be the way it is.
Unless it's me, in which case I'll just pretend it was someone else.
Does anyone else in the band want to come forward? Is anyone else getting married to each other, or is everyone behaving themselves?
There's no other
Hanky-panky.
internal marriages happening now.
Thank God. Or else it'll end up being Fleetwood Mac. Those two, that band could not keep its hands off each other. Harry, so Daylight.
It's
What are we
true.
dealing with?
Yeah, he's joking, but he's not joking because it does get complicated. You put relations in a band.
Yeah.
You know what happens if it doesn't work out? It can get complicated. Yeah.
We must be getting close here, are we? To
Yes, sir. Just no. We're doing good.
Oh no, I'm just curious because once we
We
start
got 7 minutes left.
performance,
7 minutes
Oh,
left. So
okay.
this might
That's
tie in
probably-
nicely here.
that's probably enough for the performance.
What are we talking
Oh
about?
yeah. Oh,
Daylight was quite an early song on the album. It's one of my favorites, and it was kind of a stream of consciousness writing that happened kind of late, and one of those songs where I think it very much captures a moment of what was happening in the studio. I think it was, we were kind of all talking about going to bed, and then we started this song, and it felt like, okay, if we go to bed and do it tomorrow, it's not going to be the same as it would be if we finish it now. So, you find a way to stay
Really?
up and
In other words, you felt you had lightning in a bottle, and if you went to sleep, you could just lose the moment.
yeah, I think so. I think sometimes there's things where you can feel like that, and this very much felt like, okay, we have to find a way to finish this now. So, we did an all-nighter. We finished it, went out to the beach to watch the sun come up, and it was
Wow.
it was a nice moment of this album.
When I listened to, because I spent time last night listening to them. Told you, I got the album lock and key. I mean, they kept it locked up. It seemed to me this is about some woman in your life at some point who really didn't pay attention to you, but for some reason you couldn't help yourself, that you were so taken with her, even to your own detriment, that you couldn't help yourself. I'll read you a lyric that you wrote. Reading your horoscope, you were doing cocaine in my kitchen. You never listened. I hope you're missing me by now. If I was a bluebird, I would fly to you. You be the spoon, dip you in honey so I can be sticking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something. In other words, this woman who you wrote about, and it's about one woman, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. She was not responding to you in the way you wanted. It was frustrating, right?
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you were probably like, hey, I'm Harry Styles. How are you not paying attention enough to me? There's a frustration in this song, right? In Daylight.
I think it's kind of like, are like infatuation of like chasing like trouble things. I think is probably what Daylight's about.
No, I've been there.
Yeah.
Chasing everybody, and no one's paying attention to me. I'm telling you, this is a song I can really relate to. Now, here's the theory. You know, Taylor Swift has a song named Daylight.
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
He's ready though. He's already ready. There's nothing that Harry can ask. Harry will be able to navigate this minefield here. But here we go.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what he says.
Have a little fling. Maybe she's the girl in the thing.
No, he won't.
Am I reading too much?
You're reading too much into it. Yeah.
Oh, I think he's telling the truth there. Yeah.
But you're smiling.
You know, I'd love to tell you that you're spot on, but I can't.
I'm not.
No, sorry.
I wonder who this woman was.
We will
Didn't pay
always
attention
wonder.
to Harry. All right, let's listen to Daylight. I'm excited. The band says they know how to do it. You're gonna play guitar in this, Harry?
I am.
What kind of guitar are you playing?
Hollow Body.
Gibson.
We like Gibson better than Fender, let's say?
I personally just like playing Gibsons, yeah.
I do too.
Probably from a vanity standpoint more than anything else.
What is the sound you get out of this?
What do you say?
Never played a hollow body like that.
What was
go
his
back
reason?
to that. I want to hear that again. Sorry, I was talking.
No, it's fine. I just so yeah.
All right, let's listen to Daylight. I'm excited. The band says they know how to do it. You're gonna play guitar in this, Harry?
I am.
What kind of guitar are you playing over there?
I'm playing a Gibson.
We like Gibson better than Fender, let's say?
I personally just like playing Gibsons, yeah. Probably from a vanity standpoint more.
Oh, vanity standpoint.
Oh, okay.
They look better. They look better on him. Like vanity. So I didn't know what the reason was, but it's just vanity. Okay, funny.
I've played both. I had an electric Fender and an electric. I haven't had an electric Gibson, but I've had lots of acoustics Gibsons, and they're beautiful guitars. Yeah, they're just well made,
nice.
Rich sounding guitars. Yeah,
it looks nice.
Anything else?
What is the sound you get out of this? Give me one strum on this. Let me hear the sound. Oh,
very subtle for this one.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, I'll shut up. This is Daylight. Try and guess who this is about. That's what we'll be doing.
I'm on the roof, you're in your airplanes. I was nose bleeding, looking for life out there. Reading your horoscope, you were just doing coke. In my kitchen, you never listen. I hope you're missing me by now. If I was a bluebird, I would fly to you. You'd be the spoon, dip you in honey so I could be sticking to you. Daylight, you got me cursing the daylight. Ooh, daylight, you got me cursing the daylight. Ooh, daylight, you got me calling at all times. Ooh, we gonna stick to the daylight.
Poor Mitch just has that one guitar line.
I think he's strumming right now, though. I think he's strumming.
Cut out my middle, you ain't got time for me right now. If I was a bluebird, I would fly to you. You be the spoon, dip you in honey so I could be sticking to you.
Oh, here we go.
Daylight, you got me calling at all times. We're gonna sleep to the daylight. Daylight, you got me cursing the daylight. Daylight, you got me cursing the daylight. would fly to you. You be the spoon, dip you in honey so I could be sticking to you. Daylight.
Boy, I love watching that song played live. We've seen lots of stuff of Harry, and often it's just the cameras don't really give us everybody, and that's what I like about Howard in his studio like that. You can't just keep the camera on Harry, so we get to see everybody playing their parts, and
it's a top studio. It's a top-notch studio,
and it sounds so accurate to the song, to the actual song. Like I could not believe how like exact that was to the song. They're very good at what they do. Harry's really blessed to have this level of talent around him.
Yeah, a couple thoughts. Great studio sound. I mean, I wish we could hear the whole album just in that studio. I would watch it in a heartbeat. I would sit and watch every single track played in that studio because the setup, and it sucks this isn't the band necessarily anymore. It bugs me because I think this is the best lineup. The Sarah
and 4 comes out. Yeah,
we'll see. But the Sarah, Mitch, Niall, those 3, the backing vocals. Anyways, they're so cool. You definitely hear it. And this song is such a banger live. And and the other thing, it's still in the air. Okay, it's still in the air. Just before people add us in the comments. Thank you, Lena. But I'm just saying, okay, that's my hope then. My hope is it'll come back because Niall, my favorite. She's my favorite.
Yeah, she's great.
And lastly, people who are listening to Howard Stern, let's say, some of these older truck driver guys, guys our age and older, but probably our age range, Nathan, let's be honest with you. They're probably listening to this and maybe they've been ingratiated a little bit with Harry and his response. Oh, it sounds like a, smart little lad here, whatever. Oh, but he's that One Direction boy. And what does he know? They didn't hear the first interview, let's say a couple of years before this one. But what I'm getting is they hear this song, they're like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. And like, it's very impressive. It's a great song, great composition. And I always get in trouble for saying stuff like this because I know there's stands in every fandom, right? And there's like you can like somebody more than someone else is totally your right. Like you can say I feel more when I listen to Niall, or I feel more when I listen to Louis. I'm more connected to Zayn. Totally you're right, and you're that's wonderful. I'm not even. I just objectively, I'm being objective here. I objectively see why Harry's number 1 from the band. Like you listen to this composition, you listen to this composition and the singing of his ability to sing this way and the way it's hard to argue why he landed where he did. That's all. I mean, you can have a fandom with other bands and other members. That's cool, but you would have to objectively tell me why Harry shouldn't be number 1. That's an interesting. Like, tell me why it isn't that he's as big as he is. That's all.
I know that the super fans can name all the members of all of the band members in all of the One Direction split offs, but we know the band members from Harry's. But I can't tell you who the other band members are in any of the other ones.
What does that tell you a little bit? Yeah, but that tells you something, right?
Yeah, we're like that already. When I go and watch and we get to react to anything from Harry Styles, we're already like fans of the band and Harry Styles, and it's hard to say that about the other ones. Not to like change or say like their music is all different. It's a different landscape for each one of them, and I love all of them really. I just find that Harry, you're kind of like at ease a bit, and the music is going to be good because he's put really great people around him. His collaboration level is peak collaboration. So it definitely says a lot about who Harry is and who he chooses to surround himself with. So
yeah, again, it's not a slight or anything like that. It's just these are the real reactions that my brain goes to objective. Like I am sharing to you folks what went in my head on its own. I didn't come up, I didn't think, what can I say that's going to make people angry? Or even people agree with me. Like that's not my intention. The thought occurred to me as I watched this, like, oh, this is probably why he's number 1. Yeah. Okay.
Whoa. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Man. That's the first time you guys played that anywhere, huh?
It's the first time.
I love this. What's going on that keyboard? What are you doing?
Everyone's got the same shirts.
Play that part to me. That is a great sound. I love to break these songs down. I love it. And what's that little like fluty kind of thing?
No,
Yeah, that.
Oh, let's see the all different parts. Yes, yeah. That's,
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Niall does that part.
Where the hell did you come up with that, Harry?
I think my producer Tyler had that sample, and he was playing the.
Beautiful. What about, and Harry? What about the when you guys are doing the harmonies?
Yeah,
Is that you and Elin doing that?
it's me, Elin, Sarah, and Nye.
And how long you got to practice something like that to get that down just right?
I mean, just like a normal amount of rehearsal. I mean, they're very good, so it doesn't. It doesn't take anyone long to learn stuff.
Those are actually good questions. I mean, we take the mick out, we take the mick out of Howard. I know a lot of people have divisive thoughts on him, but at the end of the day, he actually really does like music. He actually is a music file. He enjoys music. He loves music, and so those are good questions. And those are the questions that I would kind of ask, because I'm like Howard. I don't know how it's done. So for me, I'm the same way in the sense that I love music. I love what music makes me feel, but I have no idea how it's done. I don't know how it's created. I don't know how people do it, but I'm fascinated by it. So it's a good question. Like, how does you guys get the harmonies right? And Harry's kind of like, well, they're really good at their job, which I guess makes sense to somebody like me. I'm like, that's crazy. But I guess when you're professional harmonizers, you're just kind of like, okay, and you go in A, you go in B, or whatever, and they probably harmonize very quickly. They get there very quickly because they're good at what they do.
Yeah, he's really good at the going, oh, I'm not taking credit for this. It's my band.
Yeah,
really
it's my band. It's my producer who came up with the sample. And but it actually just goes to show you just how many people are involved in these pieces of pie. It's a lot of work in the music industry to get a song out. Yeah.
When you work with a musician, they got to be able to sing too, right? I mean, they got to be able to do the whole package.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a nice addition.
Bonus,
just playing, and I love harmonies, and
me too.
My music includes a lot of harmonies. I think I grew up on listening to like a lot of Simon and Garfunkel and stuff, so I think that's probably a large part of kind of between that and like Queen is probably a lot of where my harmonies kind of.
I love harmonies or gang chorus sounds.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What's it sound like when you guys do that stripped down? Do you ever try it without any music when you do that harmony? What does that sound like?
We're going to do it in the next song.
Yeah, Boyfriends.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, that's right.
What did you say when you did this on stage? I'm talking about Boyfriends. This is off the new album, Harry's new album. What'd you say? This is dedicated to boyfriends everywhere. Go fuck yourself or something. What was the line? What was the line?
I think that was pretty much the gist of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because boyfriends can be brutal, right?
Yeah, I think we can all be brutal, but I think boyfriends have a history of being rather unsavory sometimes. Yeah, not always, but sometimes.
Is a little bit of this song direct?
Not me and Nathan. I'll say this about me and Nathan. Not today. Not sometimes we're self-deprecating and all that good stuff. And I'll just say I've known Nathan for almost 40 years, almost 38 years, and you and me, and I've never known Nathan, and I hope you can say the same about me. We've never mistreated our significant other from our teenage life to our marriage. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you and I have ever been that way.
Yeah, I can see that.
We make mistakes. We make mistakes.
I think more harshly of myself, but I think.
Well, let me speak for you then.
Yeah,
I know we all make mistakes. I'm not talking about overall. Yes, I mean yes. There's the bell curve is pretty good. There's mistakes along the way, but you get what I'm saying.
Sure.
I don't think we're not the ones who have to go F ourselves necessarily.
Yeah.
Though sometimes you have to.
You don't have a choice.
Did it yourself? Have you ever been a shitty boyfriend, or do you consider yourself a good boyfriend?
I would say that the song is definitely multifaceted in that there's definitely a lot of self-awareness in parts of it. Yeah. I think,
Harry's not going to say, I'm perfect.
I'm also faulted. I think it's, I grew up with a sister, so I saw her kind of date people, and I have friends who date people, and, just knowing like boyfriends and stuff, I feel like sometimes people don't always treat people correctly. And I think I think, we're all just trying to work it out, and sometimes we're not as gentle with people as we maybe could be emotionally.
Was any part of this song written from the viewpoint of, did you try to put yourself in the place of a woman who's disappointed in a boyfriend? Do you try to write it from a woman's point of view?
Yeah, I think writing it, I kind of felt like maybe when I'm 50 or something and playing a show, someone who maybe heard it for the first time when they were 14 or 15, I felt like this is probably the song that they might have come to see. Just in terms of, I don't know, I don't try and say that I know exactly how someone else's experience is, but I think trying to relate to people by at least listening and kind of trying to say that you've heard them is what I am able to do. So, yeah.
Well, let me say it for you then. To boyfriends everywhere, fuck you.
Jeez. Oh, wow.
Here's Harry and the band.
Are we playing this now?
Is from. Yeah. What do you think? You ready? If you're not ready,
I think we're ready. Yeah, you ready?
All right. So, I don't remember if I feel like I heard some of that dialogue before, but I can't remember if it's just from a different interview or.
I think we heard most of that.
Did we hear that intro? Because I know we've reacted to this performance.
Yeah.
I think we might have even seen this performance before we heard the studio version, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. But I know we saw this performance.
Yeah.
Okay. Any thoughts on the intro, or just we'll move into the song?
Oh, I mean, I guess we reacted to the song a couple times. I don't want to repeat myself about, but I do think that Harry's intuition on a good song, I think, is I can see why a lot of people will resonate with the song.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Boyfriends, Nathan.
What is this guitar you got?
Yeah, sorry, Freddie.
Oh, this is it's a Martin, but it was my friend painted it. He's a very talented painter.
Oh, cool.
And,
look at that.
He customized it for me, which was very nice of him. His name's Nicky.
It's very nice of him.
Nicky.
On this guitar, Nicky painted a moon and stars and
moon stars, a wolf, and he put a little styles up there, which was nice.
Very nice. I like that guitar. If only I could play a guitar. All right. This is Boyfriend.
Boyfriends, they think you're so easy. They take you for granted. They don't know they're just misunderstanding. You're back at it again. Weekend, when you get deep in,
I bet you a lot of people
secretly drinking.
I bet you a lot of people think Harry's playing all that intricate guitar stuff.
It gets hard to know what he's thinking. You love a fool who knows just how to get under your skin. You still open the door. You're no closer to him. Now you're halfway home, only calling you in. Don't wanna be alone, knowing you go. Why you don't know? Boyfriends, are they just pretending? They don't tell you where it's heading. And you know the game's never ending. You lay with him as you stay in the daydream. You feel a fool, you're back at it again.
That's beautiful.
What a
Very much,
song.
Robin.
I probably said this last time, and so
Sure.
hey, people want to see that first reaction to this. You'll get a lot more of my like raw stuff.
Right.
But if I said it the first time,
reinvestigation. It's a reinvestigation.
yeah, if I said it the first time and I'm repeating myself, apologize. But that's a really challenging thing to do. I've sang a cappella before, where you're singing along with a group of people and you have to sing in harmonies. Then you cut the music and then you go like full a cappella, and then come back and you better be on note, because if you're off note, if you strayed as a group over that time and you come back and bring the music back, it sounds like oh, it's awful. And like it's worse with the choir, because if the choir comes back in and the piano, and you're way out of tune, it just sounds like chickens fighting. So anyway, that's hard to do. That bringing that back in to the music is a big challenge. So kudos to them for doing that. It's a beautiful song, obviously, but yeah, I remembered that was a thing, and maybe I said it last time, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I love that song. I'll say it 100 times if we react to this 100 times. I mean, the harmonies, I'm with Howard. I love harmonies, and that's what Harry was saying. Well, you'll hear a little bit coming up. And they're not kidding. It's a showcase, or that's the highlight of that song, is all the instruments stop, and you just have what's the God-given DNA of the body. That's what's so amazing about that part, is when you hear it's just the harmonies. There's no instruments. There's no the 3 or 4 of them that were singing there could be around a campfire in your living room, just as is. They didn't have to bring any equipment. It's just them singing. And that's a real special moment for me. I love that idea that you just have humans singing and it harmonizes and it sounds amazing. It's and of course the message, and it's not just directed to boyfriends. The idea, of course, you can't say boyfriend, girlfriends. He's speaking as a guy, so he's calling out the boyfriends. Well, let's be honest, girls can be a bit of a thing too to their partners.
And they will call each other out all the time.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, but yeah, of course he sings about the male perspective of all that. But that being said, yeah, I mean, I just love that song. It showcases again, and we said it before with the Daylight's performance, but since this is the only 2 performances that I think they do on this interview, I'll say it again. This showcases a little bit of why Harry is Harry, and why he's the number one of the just objectively speaking, he's number one of the members who. When One Direction went solo, he's the most successful by the numbers. I'm not saying I'm not saying anything else other than just objectively speaking, the data has indicated that he's the number one successful artist, and he's one of the biggest artists in the world, period. So, but this shows you why he can sing this folk song type song. He talked about Simon Garfunkel, so obviously he loves folk music, right? So
yeah,
hey, if Harry Styles 4 is not a rock and roll album, give me a folk album.
Sure.
Yeah. Right.
I'm surprised by this too, that it's his least streamed song, because it's a beautiful song.
I'll tell you why, and this is not a slight on his fans, because we're not the fan base. You and I,
right.
50-year-old middle-aged white guys listening to this, we're not the fan base. So his fan base grew up with him. They were teenage girls in the early aughts or whatever, and then they became separate and all that stuff, and they grew up, but no, we're still almost double the age of some of the fan base. So we love this sound because it's mature, it's contemporary, it's for us older folks, and and I don't know, that's my guess. It's not the fun poppy song as it was, all that other stuff, and those are great songs, but this one speaks to the soul more, to my soul anyways, and I guess I connect with this emotionally, and I'm all about the musical connection. And yeah, anyways, I hope the next album is a folk album, and I hope it's his least favorite album amongst fans, because it'll probably be my favorite. All right, next, let's go. All right,
come on. That is a hit, right? Does that feel like a hit song to you?
I don't know that. I think to me it feels like a special one.
Oh, there you go. He's Harry and I. We're on the same level, Harry. We're exactly the same. We're in the same color shirt today too.
Yeah, identical. Harry, is that you?
Yes, it is me. Hi,
Ryan,
Nathan. How are
what are
you?
What are you doing on Howard Stern, Ryan?
Oh, that was really cool to be there, Nathan. Check out the hot drummer behind me. So, anyways, what I'm getting at is even Harry knows, objectively, he knows this won't be a hit. Because Howard goes, because Howard's old like us. He's 20 years older than us. He's like,
and he says that's a hit.
That's a hit. That's a hit. Because he's a 70-year-old guy. He's like, that's a hit. Yeah, in the 70s, Howard, that would have been a hit when you were a disc jockey. And he's not wrong, and we're not wrong, and Harry's not wrong. He's like, I don't know if it'll be a hit, but it's special. Exactly. And that's what makes it so special, is that it's not a single. It's not a hit. It's the song you find when you listen to the whole album, not the singles. Those are my favorite songs, the ones you find that aren't singles. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes it a hit or not, but I think it's.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful,
I like it a lot.
Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see that as a moment in a concert.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Agreed, Rob.
I imagine you can't wait to play that for a live audience.
He did. Coachella.
That'll be like sort of a fun moment in the show when you sit down with your guitar and do that.
Yeah, I think so. We played it at Coachella. And,
they already did it.
That was the first time we played it. So I think it was, everyone got pretty quiet. And,
it was great.
That was pretty special playing it for the first time. But
if you want to see our Coachella reaction night 1 or weekend 1 or whatever, it's on our Patreon. We try to put it on YouTube, but YouTube goes, no.
I'm excited to play that one. It's always nice, in rooms like that where there's so much energy to kind of, being able to make a room like that feel so intimate is a really nice moment always. So definitely excited to play that one.
And the blending of your voices, that's pretty spectacular. That is Simon and Garfunkel-esque. Oh, I don't know. It reminded me of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Oh yeah, good call.
Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Great harmonizers, those guys too.
That's "Helplessly Helping" is like one of my favorite songs.
Me too.
That's kind of a natural, the kind of a cappella thing I've always loved. So.
Break it down for me, Harry, if you would. When you do that, and I guess it's Sarah and Elin who are singing with you on that. Is that
Niall as well?
Niall. Okay. Yeah. And when you do that, how do you arrange these vocals? In other words, what part are you doing and what are they doing? How does that work?
I think a lot of the time it's kind of like I'm usually singing the melody, and then in terms of harmonies, I feel like it's usually just whoever feels best on whichever section. I think I don't know that there's like a set rule of.
You never had a discussion? You guys never sat down?
No, I mean we sit down. I think if there's a part that someone feels like that suits their voice better, then it's kind of just finding whichever parts suit everyone the best. Because I like in the studio, I like kind of doing them myself because I think it gives it this kind of, I don't know. It's like gives it kind of like a Queenie energy of just the same voice but in different voicings doing kind of.
Is that what you're doing on the album?
On the album, yeah.
Wow.
But then I like when we play it live because it kind of takes on a new life and it makes it like, it's not me trying to get up so high and stuff. It feels like really nice.
It's a fabulous song.
Thank you.
And what about putting John Mayer on the album? He played guitar on 2 of the tracks, right?
He did. He played.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that. Harry hired John. Is that a bit of a dig at his ex-girlfriend? Hey, come work with me, John. They both dated Taylor, didn't they?
Right.
Am I wrong about that? Am I wrong about that?
I don't know. I don't keep up on that stuff.
Because there was some criticism that he's a little bit older. And so he did. So that's funny. So Harry and John, it's funny that Harry knows very well. Look, if I know John dated Taylor, Harry knows John dated Taylor. Say, hey, John, want to come on my album? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
You know what? That would be quite the album to like gather all of the ones that didn't marry Taylor.
That'd be a huge super group. I feel like they call it the I don't know, the not the Swifties, but the Swifted. Taylor Swifted super group. That'd be a fantastic album. I'm buying it.
It on Cinema and Daydreaming, which are two of the
Play a
songs.
little bit.
Oh yeah,
Play a little
good songs
bit,
too on the album. Okay,
Cinema. I know I played like 2 seconds of it before, but why John Mayer? What are your thoughts about him?
Yeah. We were working in a studio in LA, and John was working at the studio over the corridor, and obviously we would run into him a lot, and obviously he's an incredible guitar player.
Obviously,
and,
as Howard did make the connection. You know what I mean? That'd be a good fodder.
I was kind of trying to find a kind of breakdown section. I wanted it to really drop down and become this kind of force to the floor, like kind of dance moment. And he came in and listened to it and just kind of grabbed, I think, one of Mitch's guitars and started playing on it. The guitar.
What do you do?
No.
What do you do, Harry, if you get a guy like John Mayer's reputation and caliber of guitar player, and then let's say you ask him to put down a track and you don't like it? Can you say to a guy, "Listen, dude, I mean, I appreciate you doing this, but it's not what I want"? Or
yeah, I think someone like John, obviously, who like
he understands the business,
understands the way that music, it's not. It does. I think you have to be ready for the metamorphosis of it. I think it's not always good.
Like if Harry goes on a John album, he's not gonna tell John, "Hey,
I don't feel comfortable
I don't feel
the part you asked me to sing. Can I sing the lead? And can you
can you just go somewhere else?
Vocals?
Can you just go to the mixing board, please?" Well, like John's professional, through and through within the business, so he's not gonna. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna collaborate, of course, but. They collaborate, but Harry on his album gets the final say, and I think John wouldn't understand. He's like, "Fine, be that way. Can I do one more song with you?"
Out like you intend it. I think it's really obvious for me to know that, because I feel like even the up-tempo songs usually start as like a slow thing to play on piano, because it's easier to work out when it's slower, I guess. So I feel like a lot of the time when I find like melodies and stuff, it starts out like a ballad and then you speed it up and it feels good. And I think with him, like, he's not precious about it. He's a great guitar player, but he played on it and said, like, if you don't use it, whatever, no pressure.
Cool.
It's, I think that's the fun way of making music. I think if there was someone where I felt like if they play on it and they're going to be weird if I don't use it, I probably wouldn't ask them in the first place.
Right, there you go. Because you got to have the freedom to, say this just didn't work. Yeah, here's a little Cinema.
I guess we're in time. You're getting yourself well for me. I guess you're all mine. You're sleeping in this bed with me.
Oh, where did Sarah go?
I just think you're cool.
Baby, maybe.
And then he
there was an edit. I saw there was an edit. Maybe she had to leave for Baby.
Okay. Too. Here's a little bit of Daydream.
Yeah.
I'll be gone for so long. So give me all of your love. Give me something to dream about.
It's a good song.
Yeah, there's that harmonies again. Joe Nio. I think Cinema, funny enough, I think Cinema might have been my least favorite on the album. I can't remember. I think I remember feeling that way. I could be wrong, but that'd be a kind of I'm not going to reinvestigate the album on camera, but I'd have to think on that one. But it didn't speak to me like this one and Boyfriends did.
Yep.
Exciting stuff in having a new album come out, isn't it?
It is. That's the first time I've heard it like played definitely out loud and broadcast to people. So it's quite like I get like anxiety that it's like being leaked or something.
You have to.
You hold it as like such a secret for so long. It's funny when people start playing it out loud.
Does it still work? Like you sit down with a record company and plan a strategy. Well, we'll release this song this point or that point, or do you just let go of that and say, hey, whoever starts playing whatever track they want, that's cool.
I think like if my like time, I know I'm not like an old man or anything, but I think my time in music, if it's taught me anything, is like you can plan and say that something's going to go this way, and I don't know that I have an experience of my life where it's ever ended up the way that I've planned it. So I would say with this one, definitely the most, the kind of first song we put out and stuff was very instinctual. It was just like, this feels like the thing we should say first, and that feels like the thing. And then, you know, you think about putting out other songs, and then maybe you don't. And then I think you always accept that you're not always going to have all the answers, and maybe another song on the album might raise its hand, and people will be like, well, we love this one. And then, you know.
First one you put out was As It Was,
As
right?
It Was, yeah.
And now it's the #1 single in the world or something.
Oh, that was a big hit.
Remarkable.
Come on, Harry, we want to say goodnight to you.
What? Oh, I thought that was you.
That's from the album.
I know. It threw me off. I was like, is there a kid in your room?
Come on, Yowie.
I know.
Good night to you.
I thought you did whatever soundtrack. I was like, why are you making the? I thought you did whatever soundtrack. Yeah, don't start.
You are a
looking for
smelly pirate hooker.
Yeah, there we go. Here we go. I should have.
Why don't you make like a tree?
Yeah. All right.
And get out of here.
Yeah. Okay, you got more, Nathan? You got a little bit more? Yeah.
One more.
Yeah, okay.
One more. Why not?
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Oh, that's great. Great.
You count me out.
Pretty amazing to see it accepted by so many people right off the bat, you know?
Yeah, it's I think you know, like we've said, like with songs you never really know, and this was the last song that was written for the album, I think. And you know, I hadn't really made a song like it before. I didn't really know what it was, and I think it just felt right, like the thing that I wanted to say. And you know, it's incredibly flattering that people have responded to it, you know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is an incredible
That's your
song.
goddaughter at the beginning of this song.
It is,
right?
Yeah.
What's that mean, goddaughter? What do you have to do? What's the duties involved?
I mean, I think like the actual thing is you're in charge of their spiritual upbringing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think you're just supposed to be nice to them.
Isn't it you're supposed to be, and I could be wrong, maybe I misunderstood it. Isn't it in theory that if something happens to the parents, you're the adoptive parent?
That's what I thought.
Okay. Like if, not to be, you know, Debbie Downer here, but like mom and dad die in a car crash on movie night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, help.
Like an old school practice
Yeah,
thing.
help out if they need help or something. I don't know.
Very nice. Big responsibility.
It is.
Well, the new album is beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in and sharing it with us.
No,
thank you.
Still 10 minutes left. I thought
Geez,
there was...
it was a hell of a morning. Really good to hear you, and not only
Good
hear
to
you
see
guys
you
play.
again.
Good to
Yeah.
see you
Thank
again.
you for having
Talk
us.
Yes, Robin's like, I got to look at you for
hear
2
about the
hours.
Process. Harry's new album, Harry House, available this Friday. And I guess you're in New York now because you're going to do a couple of nights at Madison Square Garden, right? That's what's on tap.
Well, I'll be here in August, September. I think it is August, September. I'm playing on Friday. We're doing like an album release.
Oh, we
show,
reacted to that concert.
UBS Arena.
Yep, we did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one you
on
charge
Friday.
like. That was the $25 every ticket in the house, right?
$25, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and you're going to play the new album and sort of introduce it to the public.
Yeah, so it's the day the album comes out, so we're going to play.
Yeah, we did that. Is that on YouTube yet? Yeah, that was on. Yeah, it is on YouTube.
And
I was in my on course, remember, in the hotel
London
room
on Tuesday. The same thing, and that I would imagine will be the only 2 times we'll play it, kind of start to finish like that. So that's
on my
always fun.
stupid cell phone
And
or something.
by that point, you know, the album's been out for 20 hours or something. So you start getting, you know, you can start kind of telling what things people like and stuff. So
yeah,
it's going to be exciting.
Craziest fucking thing I read about you. I was watching Netflix, and they had this movie on after. I love romantic movies. I'm a sucker for it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me that this is such a crazy story. Just tell me if I got this right. You had some fan who loved you so much that she wrote a fantasy about you, a fantasy love story about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then that turned out to be the book after. So when I was watching that movie,
what?
I was watching a girl's fantasy of Harry Styles, right?
I don't know how much. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know if I can confirm. I'm not entirely educated on the origin of the script or anything. So I don't.
Have you heard
know.
this story?
I've heard of it. Yeah. But I don't know in terms of like. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Dude, I don't know how you're going to keep your head straight on your shoulders with all these women carrying on, writing fantasy books about you, and I don't know, man. Everyone tells me you're a great guy. You're not an asshole. My crew is saying, "Gee, Harry Styles' band is so great. His tech crew, everyone."
Thank you.
But it's got at some point you're going to break. You got to. You're getting too much.
will come.
What an uplifting sentiment to end on.
Really.
The impending doom. No,
You're going to keep your head straight.
There you
Harry.
go.
I mean, we can't.
So, the After book series by Anna Todd was inspired by Harry Styles and was originally published as fan fiction on the Wattpad platform. In the books, the character Hardin Scott was visually based on Harry Styles, though the author stated she changed his personality and appearance. The series became a popular success, leading to publishing deal in a film franchise. So, aesthetically, it looks like Harry, but not his personality or anything, but she ended up changing the personality and appearance overall. So it was an inspiration. So Todd has stated that she used Styles as a visual inspiration for the character, but not his personality. The original story featured characters that were based on Harry Styles and other members of One Direction. So it seems like it's moved on. It was a catalyst, but it's probably so far removed now.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's not crazy. I mean,
yeah,
people have done that with, exes, or current spouses. There's a catalyst like, oh, my ex-wife was this or that, and I'm going to write a divorce movie on that. That's normal.
Sure.
He's a celebrity, and so it's like, oh, this artist is this, and people have done that with celebrities all the time.
Japan, every time you get a little cuckoo, you got to just.
I know. I think,
you know what I mean?
I think honestly, over the last few years in particular, I think I used to be so kind of, I was so worried about being liked all the time that I felt like I gave up a lot of space around me that, allowed kind of negative things to affect me. And I think obviously the pandemic, all of us went through a lot of, a chance of self-reflection, all these things, and discover our priorities.
I self-reflected and I realized nobody likes me after all.
I think I learned just that it was okay for me to kind of set boundaries in protecting the space around me. And I think, I love what I get to do as a job, and I love working. And
sure,
I also feel okay now. I'm very protective of my personal life, and I think kind of compartmentalizing it like that, it's a boundary that I feel okay. Kind of
shame in that.
Now. I've never found like openly discussing my private life to ever positively affect it. So I choose not to. And
that's a great point. Yeah.
I'm very lucky that the people around me allow me to do that. Very lucky that they allow me to feel comfortable being who I am. And in a lot of ways, I wouldn't have been able to make this album if, whether they played on it directly or not, without my friends. So in a lot of ways, it's kind of for them in a lot of ways, I guess. I think, I like to work and kind of give it everything when I'm working. And then when I'm not working, I like to switch all that off and just kind of live my life and be that. I don't expect, I try not to kind of blur that line. So if anything, sometimes I get frustrated when other people try and blur it for me. So I kind of like a hard stop, but it's Yeah, I'm very lucky and I'm very happy right now. I feel very kind of calm in my life, and I'm excited for this new chapter. It's easily, far and away the most relaxed I've ever felt putting out music, and I think when you're in a place where you don't feel like the love in your life is dependent on how you're doing at work, and I think.
So was he currently with somebody right now and during the writing of this album? And then my next question for our patrons who are live with us, live interacting with us, they can answer these questions before YouTube comments do. My next question is he with somebody right now as he writes Harry Styles 4? Because might get two different sounding albums, because I think if you wrote this one in a calm, positive relationship headspace, whereas not that we can speak for his headspace, but I'm just curious what his relationship status is during the creation of part 4. I'd be curious.
Yeah, I don't necessarily care about who, but like it'd be nice to know where is he at in his relationship? Is he, how will that? I'm curious for the same reason.
Because that's going to affect his art. Because he just did here you can throw in who it is if you want to. I don't mind. If you're gonna give us information.
Or has he been successful? Has he been successful at keeping that under
I think they're not together anymore. That's the thing. I mean, right now. No, fans always find out. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah, Lenny's daughter. Yeah. I did. Thank you for the reminder. I saw that, and my algorithm knows I listen to this stuff and it showed me a picture of him with Zoe. That's right. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. And she's an artist too and a creator, so that's interesting. Okay, cool.
When you're in a place where you feel like, it's they're not one and the same, and
that's right. Olivia Wilde.
I don't have to be doing well professionally to feel loved, and I think it's like when you're alone, and you don't feel really loved, it's terrifying. And when you feel truly loved, being on your own and time alone is incredibly relaxing. And I feel very lucky to be in that place in my life right now. So I'm excited to be putting this music out, and I feel good about it.
Yep. And as you said, people like Prince, you never knew what Prince was eating for breakfast.
Correct.
Some things have to be private. You got to be a little mysterious. Mm-hmm. But what you ought to do is call me privately and let me hear what the hell is going on in your life, because
I'll tell you all the private parts.
You got to
not to his film. Let's see. Harry knows. I told you he's a fan of Howie. Like he would use that term. I'll tell you all the private parts.
You know what I'm saying? I want to hear, because listen, you're doing.
Robin's laughing. I think Howard missed it.
From everyone on my staff telling me, which is unbelievable, because you live in such an insulated world when you're a musician. You could get out of touch, but you're
says the man who locked himself in his house still because of COVID. He's afraid to go out of the house. He just barely left his house, not just recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And is that why everyone has these like big screens around them? Like,
I think that's for the sound, I think.
Oh,
but maybe I could be wrong too. You might be right, Nathan. I don't know.
You're maintaining some sort of normal life. So I think it's beautiful.
I think one of my favorite things that a friend of mine told me was, remember that everything that people say about you isn't true. Whether they say that you are horrific, it's not true. And if they tell you that you're the best thing ever, it's not true.
Right.
And, I think that was a big thing for me. I think
Nathan doesn't like me after all. I thought
there's a lot of things that I want to do. And there's a lot of music I want to make and things I want to do.
I'm his best friend, but
I don't want to make it from a place.
This is going right over your head, isn't it?
Trying to kind of prove myself all the time to people that a lot of the time I don't know.
I know what he's saying. Nathan, you're hilarious. You're like, yeah, Ryan, you dummy. You don't.
Yeah, it is going over your head, isn't it?
He's saying you can't read the good. I forget which. It was a celebrity that said the same thing. Like, you can't read. Or you can't believe the good things critics say about you, because then you have to believe the bad.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah. I get that.
I know you know that. I'm not talking to you. I'm educating you. I'm just speaking. I'm telling you that I know what he's talking about. Unless the people on YouTube say, that guy in the green shirt. The guy in the green shirt, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Nathan, you're the heart of the channel. You can do it on your own.
Somebody reads the comments too much.
Yeah. Somebody cares about the channel.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love you, Nathan. I love you. All right, we're almost done. The torture is almost over. You ready? Here we go.
Like sometimes before the show, like everything to achieve and nothing to prove, and that's kind of where I'm trying to come from at the moment.
Hey, are you watching this Johnny Depp trial at all?
I'm not really going to actively
Wouldn't
avoid.
you be? This guy, it's got to be nuts. Like you're talking about privacy. They're putting his whole life. I mean, he's the one who wanted it televised. Would you? You would die a million deaths if they put your whole life on television like that, and you were.
Yes, Howard, you would.
Right? I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
You know,
it's crazy.
I mean, I think like that is, you know, a
Well, it
thing
seems like
that
yesterday, but it was like 3-4 years ago now.
people are interested in a way that, you know, obviously you get, but is also kind of part of the problem. Like I don't know why that needs to be, but you know, people want to.
I'm glued to it. I hate to tell you, Harry. There's something wrong with me. I'm like, I gotta hear what the hell this guy Johnny Depp's up to. I'm right there, but
that's partly for his
I'm
show
not as
talk.
involved
That's
as you.
why
You know, I still get
that's
time.
his job.
Evolve.
Celebrity stuff.
Really?
Yeah, very little time. But I'm running out of time. Actually, I better evolve soon. Well, Harry, you're the best. I love that you came by.
Thank you for having us.
I know I kept you way too long, but you know what? It was fun as hell for me. I don't know about you, but the new music sounds great. I'm going to tell people one more time, and I'm going to say it with peace and love. Harry's new album, Harry House, is available this Friday. He says he wants to get out there. He wants to play this music for you. He's going to go on tour and play it for you.
Now,
you heard two songs. You would have to, and excuse my language, Harry, you have to be an asshole not to go see Harry do this. You just heard these two songs. He's singing his brains out and everything else. Now, if you want tickets for Harry's Love on Tour, you got to go to hstyles.co.uk/tour. You got to go. You got to type a lot of shit in to get these tickets. They want people who are literate. That's why they made it so difficult.
You got that, Nathan? You write them down.
And of course, we always play Harry's music on Sirius XM. It's one. And listen, we're all in love with Harry. Even Gary Delabate, my producer, goes, "I love Harry. He's so nice."
You have a new biggest fan.
You could get him, Harry. I mean it. But and your band is sensational, talented. You know, I wish they wouldn't have sex so much with each other. But all right, look, what can I do about it? Not my problem. It's yours.
I think that's going to continue.
I think so. Harry, best of luck with the tour.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck with the album, and thank you for giving us so much time.
It was a real pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, Robin.
Bye. I hate to say goodbye, but I guess we have to.
See ya.
Fabulous Harry Styles.
Thank you so much.
There you go. All right. There was the 2-hour interview with Harry on Howard, H&H. And what do you think?
Well, I know that the fans have probably watched that multiple times, you know, just to kind of relive that. Obviously, this is our first, and I would say, I don't know if there's a ton of new information that we got that we didn't already know, right? As far as like, you know, what we've learned about Harry. I'm in the place that I'm at right now, and where we're at. We just did Louis' interview not too long ago, and like that was a phenomenal interview, because there was a lot of insights from Louis about kind of his philosophy. We still get that here, and I think there's a lot of great insights that he gives about how he sees music industry and whatnot. And like, I'm not trying to make a comparison to the both and say one is better than the other, because I like them both. I really enjoyed them both, but they're very different. They're very, very different from one another. I think Harry has taken a more, I need to really focus on the musical side of things. And Louis, like, and Harry even said it. I've decided to guard my personal life a lot more, whereas Louis is a lot more open about that, and he seems like willing to go into some of the personal stuff. neither of them are wrong. Let's just put it this way. Like Harry's right to think that's what he thinks he should do, and that's how he is able to stay so calm and whatever. Louis's right to do what he does and say, like, I'm okay with like talking about this and revisiting this. I find both of their approaches, they're not the same, but I find them both equally interesting to listen to both of them. So yeah, I enjoyed this one especially. I like seeing the full context of everything. Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, we said our thoughts throughout. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I mean, you can disagree with some things or that, or how he presents stuff, but at the end of the day, you're entertained, and that's what he does, right? He's an entertainer. Mm-hmm. You're not bored. No, it was fun. Harry's great. Harry's a fan of Howard, or else you want to do it twice and or do some of those jokes and stuff. So, but that being said, no, it's great. Harry is. I think I guess the one thing I would say regarding the Louis versus Harry, that they are different. They're very different. I agree, but is Harry, by his own admission, he's more guarded, and may never get. So the thing about Louis, the one that made that so great for that purpose, is we got a lot of like very deep into Louis, who he is, things he's been through, struggles. It was more personal. This is a good interview. This was fun. It was engaging. It was fun. Harry played along where he could, type of thing. But I don't know how much we'll get of Harry as time goes on. I think the bigger he gets, the longer time goes on, we may just, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But it's okay to be curious. I don't want people to say, "Oh, leave them alone." Like, well, it's natural to be curious. That's what makes us human. We're curious about things. We look, we investigate, we wonder. So it's natural to be curious. I'm just saying, if you are one who's very curious about Harry's life, you just might not get very much information. That's all I'm saying. Where Louis was a little bit more, at least on that latest interview, he just felt the need to, and he said himself, "I'm saying things here I've never said before." So we got a lot more open discussion, and that was what that interview was for. It was more of just so both different, both amazing, both great, and this was fun.
I don't see him doing the Diary of a CEO. I'll put it that way.
No. Harry will never do that. No.
So go to all that information that I wrote down on the card. There it is, right there.
Go check him out on tour, guys.
Everything I wrote. Go check out Harry's tour.
Yeah, hope he sells a couple tickets. He'll get the Welp plug for sure. Actually, if you put in promotion code Welp, you get 10% off on your Harry Styles tickets. So
yep, that's a real thing. So do it. See you in the next one.
Are you still here? Get out of here. Get out of here.